Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in is for the bi-weekly energies, an energetic snapshot of what you might expect over the next week or two. Like always with the bi-weekly energies, take what resonates, leave what does not. We're going to go ahead and keep the intro short today. After I'm finished here, I'm going to go make some banana bread and then take a nap. Now, those two ideas are not necessarily related, but they feel right. And that's where I'm at right now. Does it feel right? Yes or no, Christina? And that's it. That's my whole basis for making decisions today. I need to conserve energy anyway. Lots of birthday parties to attend to. My goodness, I know so many Aries. Why do I know so many Aries? If you could see my social calendar, it seems a bit much. To be fair, that's such a introverted thought. I have friends. Why? They make me go out. They make me do things. I don't have a bunch of friends, loose acquaintances. No, I have outstanding bonds. I really do. And some of these folks I've known 20, going on 25, 30 years. So yeah, I'm a lifer, guys. I'm a lifer. So I don't do casual friendships, but I tell you what, the friends I do have, it's like, didn't we just do this? Do you know how it is? You get to that point in your life, it's like, didn't we just do this? Didn't we just have your birthday? Oh, it has been a year. Okay, so we're doing this again. Right, okay. Oh, trust me, it runs both ways. It's like, oh, here we are again at your birthday. No, I love my friends, though. I seem to know a fair amount of Aries and Gemini. But yeah, hey, it's all good. So it's back to back. No, it is not back to back. So we have Aries season, then Taurus breaks it up a little bit, gives me some breathing room, and then my social calendar gets full again right on time for Gemini season. So yeah, there you go. At least I get a little bit of a breather there. It's not to say that I don't know any Tauruses, but not to that number. Not nowhere near by comparison. Oh my gosh, it's frightening. You think the vast majority of my people be Scorpios, but no. Let's see, we had that beautiful pink moon April 1st, officially Libra's full moon April 1st. Hopefully you got to see it. Oh wow, so inspiring. Beauty, love, balance. We can really see our relationships for what they are, from a more practical, grounded, but correct. The scale's always the correct place. Today, a lot of folks are celebrating Easter Sunday. That is today, so if that's you, may you have a lovely, peaceful day with family and friends. Other than that, next week, it's either going to be Celtic Cross or Intimate Tarot. I don't know just yet. I'm still sorting out the calendar because we had a couple of things going on there, right? I took a week off, and then we had our in-depth readings as well, so I know we're off a little bit. That's okay. So it's either going to be Celtic Cross or Intimate Tarot. You'll know actually starting tomorrow. I will have to have gotten it sorted by Monday. So yeah, it's going to be one of those two. All right, you guys, I will see you for your weekly readings next week, and I will see you at your sign today. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. Show me, Leo. Show me, Leo, please. The Lovers, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Fancy. The Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. I got you. I like how you're showing me a commitment to work. Page of Swords, you're like, but I've got so much going on. I know. Page of Swords, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, all right. That doesn't tell me too much, except you're letting a manifestation cook a little bit. I wonder... Well, I have an idea, but there's something here you say, I need a little more time. Okay, let's go ahead and let the energy cook. Page of Swords, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like a ... to be continued. Okay, but here in your opening is lovely. The Lovers, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles. It looks like we're trying to make something happen with somebody somewhere. Yeah, in a very realistic way, though, with the Six of Pentacles. All right, so this is something we can interact with in the 3D. So it looks like we're trying to anchor, get started, try to create a sense of normalcy with a very strong connection. It does in some way represent love, Ace of Cups, the Lovers. So we're trying to ground this. That is not Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care, although I'm surprised we haven't heard more of that. 'Tis the season. That is a street sweeper. We need it. Let me tell you something. Okay, unless you actually, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to go off on a tangent, Leo honey, but let me tell you something why that thing out there is necessary. I understand it's noisy. But I live in an area where it shocks people, the pollen content. People are like, oh, pollen, no big deal. No, no, no. That's amateur pollen. I live in professional pollen. Where everything for about a month, okay, during spring, and sometimes longer than a month, is coated with that fine yellow dust. And then sometimes it's not quite so fine. It actually gets quite thick. It piles up on the car, on the roads, on the pavement, the sidewalk. It's everywhere. Anybody else's spring is just amateur hour. It's nothing, okay? So I live in an area that is highly, highly conducive to the pollination of trees and whatnot. And everything's just coated with yellow. Everything. So it cleans it up, and then also the incoming storms eventually wash some of it away. But right now we're at the height of pollen. So anyway, that's what that's about, and this is why sweep it up, baby. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Honestly, every little bit helps. Now, getting back to your reading. Sorry about that. The Lovers, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Very strong connection. And we want to create space for it. Okay, see it in the real world in some way. Anchor it, like I said. Ace of Cups, we want this to thrive, yeah. We want it to flourish. The Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. And then you're showing me also PS. I've got a lot going on for me work-wise, and then you're showing me a lot of devotion to that. That's extremely important to you as well. In fact, you whipped out your Hierophant for it. So you have a commitment here to your work, your way of life. Contractually, professionally, it's all in there. You have a lot of regard for this. You have a lot of values pointing back to your work. And you're saying, this is something I've signed up for. A lot of my devotional energy is spent here in my career and to my home, something like that. So you are showing me my personal home, my career, my finances, all right? And you're showing me a lot of power energy surrounding that. You've got a lot that you've signed up for, and you're saying that you are committed to. Okay, at this time. Page of Swords, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune. So it's kind of like saying, I need more time to let something cook. Okay. Okay. The Lovers, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles. I know, we need to get that pollen out of here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Ugh, the Tower, Seven of Pentacles, Ninth of Pentacles. Wow. Well, this kind of blew the scene away. Oh my. The Tower, Seven of Pentacles, Ninth of Pentacles. It's like everything changed. Whoa. Whoa. This Leo was on a particular path, and you had no expectations that anything was going to change anytime soon. Okay, like I said, I see a very strong outer devotion to your world. The Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, moving along at a nice pace there, a nice little trot, right? You got your pathway just where you wanted. It's neither too fast nor too slow. It's just about right for you. Good temperature check. Tower says, well, not anymore. So it's unexpected, but it's not necessarily bad. No, sometimes it's just unexpected, particularly where there is heavy-set pentacle involved. We had no idea our world was going to change, our 3D world was going to change, or rather specifically in this context, you had no plans for inclusions, right? No plans for exclusions either, but no plans for inclusions. And now we're trying to, it's almost like you're scrambling to make space for this strong connection. How can I make it fit? How can I make it fit? How can I make it fit? This could be the love of my life, Christina. I understand. The Lovers, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles. I got to make space for this. Now, once more, you're showing me a highly operable, highly functional outer world in the 3D. And you're saying, I didn't plan for that. I didn't know to make room for this strong connection. It's in my life now. I want to keep it. I want to anchor it. Let's get it going. So yeah, It's kind of like whatever path you were on, yeah, it got a little disrupted. Not distraction, no, but disruption. It's like, I want to make room for it. And I can see why. Your motivation's quite high, as one might expect. But yeah, I like that. Just like my world just changed one day. Boom, there they are. There's that strong connection, and they represent so much, or the potential of so much. And yeah, no, I wasn't planning on making changes, but here we are. So you're scrambling to include this person, but you want to. It's of the self, you know. There's nothing here you're not doing because you don't want to. I tell you that. It's. I like how you stopped. It's like my world changed the day I met him. So that's lovely. Okay. The Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. But let's be real. You're showing me heavy commitment to your work energies, your career, your way of life. You have a huge respect for investment, stemming from your own values, what you believe in. It's like I had a plan, Christina. I didn't. It did not include them, but they're here now, and I'm trying to make changes, or space for changes. Justice, Eight of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, see, look at you. Look at you. It's kind of like saying, I don't know if I can take on all this. Okay, so you're struggling here spiritually because you want to give both of these things in your life that are very, very important to you a fair amount of attention, equal attention. It looks like you got something here that's in the works, proposed already as new. New work, new employment, I don't know, more opportunity in some way. It could be anything from a job title to a pay raise, but still, it represents a higher form of responsibility for you. And your task is to immerse in it and stabilize it, right? It looks like some of you recently contracted yourself to some new opportunities, and you're like, how can I make all this work? Yeah. You know, I never know with the aces, you know. People can show me a couple and they'll pick just one, focus on just one, and that those reasons make sense to them. And hey, makes sense to you? Fantastic. Instead of the people who's like, I want to take them all on. Some of them can, some of them can't. Sometimes we need more time. But you're doing your best to incorporate a very strong connection into your life, which from your point of view, as we said, represents an emotional construct that you want there, you want on the scene in some way in your life. And over here, you're like, I've lined myself up to all this responsibility, and between Justice and the Hierophant, yeah, you've signed off on this in some way, spiritually, technically, legally, all three of those things. And you said you would give this your best attention, your best shot, all that stuff. Okay, it's like, how, Eight of Swords, am I going to make all this work? How am I going to balance all this? Oh, no. Oh, poor Leo, baby. Oh, poor Leo. Oh, no. How to make it all work? Well, from what I can see, you're the Leo who's going to try to figure it out, you know. But I like this. And this person hits the scene in your life. It's like, I was not planning on making changes. It's like your world changed. Page of Swords, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune. King of Pentacles, the Hermit, Two of Swords. Okay. It looks like you are going to step back a little bit and kind of observe things for the next couple of weeks as you learn to pace yourself and your energetic self better and your 3D self better, trying to balance your real world responsibilities against what you are personally asking for, and once more trying to incorporate both to the best of your abilities. So it's kind of like saying, it's not a withdrawal, don't misunderstand me. It's kind of like saying I need more time to make sure that I'm in alignment with what I want. I will continue to pursue both, all right? But yeah, I need to pace myself, and I need to pace myself energetically as well, not just 3D. Because these are good things, and I don't see you willing to sacrifice either in order to achieve one. It's like, I'm going to do both. But I'm going to be a careful observer about what it is I'm asking for over the next several weeks. And then I'll know what to do. I'll know how to invest. It's kind of like saying, Leo, we're going to take this step by step, day by day, 3D reality, energetically as well, and see how we do. But yeah, you're not showing me picking just one. You're saying I'm going to take on both. Alrighty. Well, honey, if there's anyone who can manage it, surely it is you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yes, we got the sniffles. No, bless you. Honey does not help. I wish it did. Those are for people with standard allergies. Not me. Honey often makes things worse, and that's the people. I get it. I get it. It's kind of your gold standard basic advice. It does not work for people like me. It often exacerbates the issue. Okay, but thank you. I understand. I understand you're trying to help. All right, leave the past behind. Last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. Yes, indeed. I get that. You are showing me to your full credit. You just pointed it out differently. You're working from a present frame of mind. Not the past. And honestly, not even the future. It's like you're just going to move forward carefully on both. And that you will be very conscious about what it is that you're looking at and what it is you're desiring and what it is that you want in further detail as you go. So, I like that. Leave the past behind. But yeah, it's another way to put it. You're working from a frame of reference that is now. Good job. You might have some very strong Capricorn in your chart. Could be connecting to. Last Capricorn season might have been interesting for some of you. Oh, yeah, I know. Poor Leo. Oh, my gosh. Has all these amazing opportunities. It's interesting how the strong connection, you said my world changed here. I was on a particular path. I had no plans to deviate. That changed a little bit. It's like I wasn't going to stop and include any particular connection, but Christina, it's the Lover's Ace of Cups. Can you blame a Leo for trying? No, I don't. Not at all. In fact, if anything, I would have given you shit had you not. So, it's like, you sure you don't want to go for that? You sure you don't want to go for that strong connection? And Leo been like, nah. Okay. Hey, to each their own, you know. HSUE. We have the medallions of Cancer and Scorpio and Virgo. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the season. Might be important to you. Leo, honey, congratulations to you. I fully respect what you're trying to do here. Your 3D world isn't suffering at all. No, I see you take it quite seriously. And you're saying it's one of your core value systems. When I say I'm going to do something, I commit to it. I give it my best. Okay? This you want to incorporate. I understand you weren't expecting it, but it's here now. And I'm glad you're going for it. I'm looking at you. I think you can take both on. But that's up to you. All right. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag. What's up? Show me Sagittarius, please. Show me Saggy. Okay, well, all right. Knight of Swords, the Fool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. Very busy. Very fiery, on point, too. Very you. Nice. What else we got going on? Page of Swords, 9 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Yeah, not you. Judgment, 9 of Cups, Ace of Cups. All right. Nonetheless, your reaction is your reaction. It's up to you. All right, Knight of Swords, the Fool, Queen of Wands. Look at you, you fiery, sexy thing, you. And it's like, thank you. You know, one does one's best. Your best is pretty nice. Knight of Swords, the Fool, Queen. Oh, yeah, you're sexy. Oh, you on point. Your energy is so gorgeous. It's open. It's a little fast-paced, but it suits you, right? Sag is going to be Sag. It's going to be Sag, right? And when you know yourself, boom. You'll take off. You'll do whatever it is you need to do, and that's where your energy is right now. Just open. It's on point. Yeah, look at that. You're just open, on point, taking care of business. Business is good with the Fool, Queen of Wands. Look at you. You look so invigorated. I think some of you had some really strong ideas recently and you're acting on them now. And now is the time, by the way. But whatever it is you're doing, you're showing initiative, you're showing passion, you're showing direction, and that you're not idle, Knight of Swords. No, you're trying to funnel these energies into something productive. Okay? That's why I think some of you have been sparked with an idea recently and you're trying it out. Good for you. Page of Swords, Nine of Wands, Six of Cups. Like I said, not you. Yeah, I can always tell when there's a second energy that pops up on the board, so you go ahead and reverse them as you see fit. Now, Page of Swords isn't always necessarily 100% spying. Looking, observation. Oh, it can also be the seed of an idea, but let's be clear. No. Nine of Wands, Six of Cups. This, we got a soul bond here. Six of Cups. This is someone whom you've known a long time. You have a unique history with, and that is the key word, unique. And it looks like it's been a while since we've talked. There is some tension there with the Nine of Wands. There's a tendency for blockage here. Self-imposed. Okay. Yeah. Self-imposed, but also with motivation, anger, resentment, something like that. But yeah, I think they've been keeping an eye on you. And this is normal. It's not anything to be threatened by. And I say it's normal because we live in the modern society where Page of Swords, everybody does it. Okay, it's the algorithms are set in such a way that it makes it almost impossible for you not to look at that person. In some way it comes up. But yeah, they've been keeping an eye on you, and it's a Six of Cups, so whatever that means to you. Could be family member, could be friend, and yes, it can be someone like you would call an ex. A lot of people are fond of that interpretation. It's not my go-to. But yeah, it's anyone whom you might have had a difficult history with, and it's been a while since we've openly talked, connected, or communicated. Judgment, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. You know, it's on you, honey. If you want to open up to this from the heart, it looks like you have plenty of space to do so, but it is your choice. Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. If you literally want to open your heart towards this, please know you're in a good position to do so. Emotionally, you look on point. You look great. Your heart's full. It looks relaxed. If you love yourself and you know where you're at and you're in a good place, you might say yes to this. If you love yourself and you're in a good place and you know this situation, you might say no to it. It's literally up to you with Judgment. I just know that your heart's in a good place for you at this time. So if you want to show this connection some love, you might do. Or if you love yourself and you know this connection isn't for you, then you might not. Okay? But yeah, you look good. You look good. And Judgment, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. So what's in your heart? Listen to that. Knight of Swords, the Fool, Queen of Wands. You might open up to them with the full hearts. Or like I said, you might understand it's in your best interest to keep it to yourself. And remember, it can work in either direction. Because I love me and I know that this connection doesn't work for me, I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. See? It works both ways. It just depends. Depends on you. What you know about this connection, what you know about yourself. Knight of Swords, the Fool, Queen of Wands. But you look great, though. Here you are. You got ideas. You're out here trying new things. Seven of Wands, Page of Cups, Four of Cups. Okay. All right. So, Seven of Wands, Page of Cups, Four of Cups. Some of you have been navigating some difficult emotions here and trying to do a better job of shoring up those negative emotions. Protect yourself better. And kind of push against any sort of sadness or upsetness that you might have been experiencing. It's like, I don't want that to show, right? I want to get out of this negativity. I don't want people to see that. I don't want to see it. I don't want to experience it. Let's do something new and different. And that's where you are. And I can see your outward energy is gorgeous. Clearly you're busy, but more than just busy. You look kind of lit, you know? And I think that was the plan for some of you. It's like, I'm going to start exploring these new ideas and get myself out of this funk. And for some of you, you've been in a funk, and that's okay. We all go through it from time to time. But yeah, I think you just got to that point where Sag is like, I'm sick of feeling down. I got some ideas. Let's try it. Now's the time. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Let's do it. There you go. Okay. Page of Swords, Nine of Wands, Six of Cups. So whatever it is you're doing over the next couple of weeks, it looks like you're into it. And it helps pull you out of this funk that you might have been in, you know? Okay, Page of Swords, Nine of Wands, Six of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Cups, King of Swords, Hanged Man. So this person's been hanging back, okay? And they themselves have been looking at their own cup, their own Ace of Cups. And they've been looking at themselves, they've been looking at you, they've been looking at themselves and looking at you, thinking about the past, you know. And they've learned a lot. To this person's credit, they've learned a lot. So we go from a Page of Swords to a King of Swords. Yeah, we've learned a lot. Their time and, I would say, honest reflection about the connection, what it means to them, how they reacted to it then, how they see themselves interacting with it potentially in present day, how they feel about it in present day versus the past. So to their credit, they've been doing a lot of thinking. I like that. It's good. It's been hands off, right? At a distance. Still, they've been doing a lot of thinking. You know, never downplay someone else's process. It makes me happy. It makes me happy when people are like, you know what, this connection, it impacted me too. And we separated for whatever reason. Okay, fine. But it's still with me. I acknowledge it. I think about it constantly. I acknowledge that. How does that make me feel? What does that say about me? What does that say about this connection? So, you know, never minimize someone else's effort. Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it hasn't been somebody's real experience, and I respect that. So, yeah, I give people credit where credit is due. If someone's being, you know, an idiot, I'll say, well, they're being an idiot. If you're familiar with my work, we should know this about yours truly. But when someone's doing the work, I give them credit. It may not be perfect work, but it's honest work right here. So Ace of Cups, King of Swords, the Hanged Man. Yeah. It's not just looking at you for the sake of it. It's because they're trying to learn about themselves and the connection too. Judgment, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. And you know, also, they've learned a lot about their feeling as well, which is good. Six of Cups, the reason why I often see it in jeopardy or in crisis or something or another is because it's one of those connections that's so easily connected, we take it for granted. So we just assume that connection's there, it's always going to be there. We don't exactly express ourselves to it. We don't feel the need to. Like I said, it's that underlying unique connection that flows freely back and forth between those two people, and that's often what gets us in trouble with it. We just take it for granted, long story short. You know, it's there, it's always going to be there. But no. Each person in that connection has nuances to what they're thinking and feeling. And we still have an obligation to express ourselves to it in some way. We can't just assume it's always going to be there, right? Judgment, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. Sometimes, yeah, we have to be separated in order to understand these things. Judgment, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. Four of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Yeah. I see that there's some sort of relationship here. There's an emotional history here. No matter how it played out, no matter how it was defined, Four of Wands, how two people define that relationship. Was it a situationship? Was it a long-term companionship? Was it marriage? Was it, were we going steady? Did we see each other on occasion? One of my personal favorites, I say that sarcastically, is, you know, we don't do labels. You get what you get, right? You get back what you put in. So if you go into a relationship that has no definition, guess what the results are? Ding, ding, ding. No definition. So I don't know what the deal is between you two. But I will say this. As confusing, let's make this clear, this was a very confusing relationship, so I'm defaulting to situationship. As confusing as it was, Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, Four of Wands. Very confusing and painful for that reason. That tells me there was some definition issues. There was still an emotional premise here for some sort of relationship, yes. But it's like you two, almost like you went out of your way to not define it. But it spoke to you both. You both experienced it in some way. In Judgment, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. It could be you prompting it. Could be. Its reemergence, specifically. Could be. You got the, goodness knows, you got the tenacity for it, honey. Look at your nerve. It's just who you are. But I see you doing your best to relieve or self-soothe your own emotional self, not necessarily running to this person seeking that counsel or that favor or that emotional relief. I think you're acting in your own best interest. I'm not saying it's their responsibility. I'm not saying that they have that cast upon them. And from the tarot lady, I'm saying I believe it's them who contemplates their cup first before bringing it to you. I strongly believe that. I do. Oh yeah, I mean, you're out there, honey. If you wanted to readdress this, you could, but it's kind of like saying, look, I'm in a sad place. I'm going to get myself out of it. So I just see you contemplating yourself and what it is you need to be doing for yourself at this time. In other words, you're holding yourself responsible for how you feel. You're not necessarily looking to them to relieve it. And that's good. That's healthy. Like I said, everything begins with the self. You're looking to you, right? To solve your own emotional shit. That's why I think it's this person who's deeply, and I'm sure you've done your time thinking about them. Of course you did. But that's been their focus and you've had your focus. That's all. I do believe it's their cup that brings this forward, and still, I maintain, you have judgment. Okay? Just because it comes back forward doesn't mean you have to jump back into that. No, on the contrary, you'd be a fool to do that. The wrong kind of fool. But it's on you to open your heart to it again, in some way, or them. If you're so inclined. If it feels right, if it's correct. I see them coming forward because in some way they've already figured that out for themselves, which is also, again, good. They figured out that it's right for them. And that's good. That's a good thing. I respect that. So, you know, they figured out what's right for them. You also have likewise. Okay. Relax. New moon in Cancer. Relax. That's right. Relax. You got this. It's fine. And then last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up. It'll be easy, I think, when this comes through. It doesn't look confrontational. No, not at all. Perhaps more emotionally available than when you last recognized it. True. But that's because they know themselves better now. Make sense? Okay. You might have Cancer and Leo in your chart. Like a fair amount of it. Connected to, possibly. The seasons might be important to you. Let's see then. Well, Cancer and Leo, they are back to back. They're further out. I'm reading the next 2 weeks, but as it resonates, yeah? Okay. D, T, W, X, and the medallion of Pisces. Once more, Pisces in your chart could be connected to the season. Last season might have been important to you. All right, Saggy, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in, and happy birthday. What's up? Yes, no joke. I had an Aries friend's birthday party this weekend. I got another one next weekend. And I think there's 1 or 2 more sprinkled in there somewhere. That's all right. It's all good. What's going on? Show me Aries, please. Six of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Will you go on and flourish then? Because you are flourishing. You're thriving. My goodness. Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. We'll take a look at that, see what that's about. 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the Emperor. Okay, I'm back to work, you said. And there's your power card, looking fierce. All right, you're opening. Like I said, we're thriving. You're busy, and it's a lovely busy. 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. This is what you do. This is your thing. You're awesome at it. You're well-versed in this. You're that person. You accumulate those networks. You accumulate those resources. You maximize those networks. You maximize those resources. I can see that this leads to a larger jackpot that we would call your community. But right now you're saying a lot is resting on you personally to execute these things. 9 of Pentacles, but also, like I said, this is what you do. This is your thing. You're saying this is what's allowed you to personally be so successful. This is what's given you a lot of personal stability over the years. So I see you right now in that space, in that vein, raising awareness, interest, forging networks, contracts, resources. I strongly suspect you're a resource manager here. And there's a lot of contracts flying around as well. So you're quite good at what you do. You seem to be handling all this with stride. Now, I'll clarify, and you might show me chaos on the inside. But on the outside, you got this. You absolutely got this, and you're great. It looks like we haven't fully hit the height of our work energies just yet. That's a little further out. But right now it's building up, and it's building up positively, and that's in large part, if not solely in part, due to you. This is what you do. This is your thing. And it's good. Over here, Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, Five of Cups. Whatever this is, either you're prompting it or in some way you're aware of it. In other words, it comes towards you. It makes itself known or available within a week or two. It represents sadness and one's willingness to show up to this, to correct it, talk to it, take action towards it. I don't know. But it does require a willingness to be open to it in order to participate. So if it's coming from you, then you're showing me a little bit of nerve here to engage with what looks like a difficult, possibly emotionally upsetting action. In other words, you're addressing something. Or it's coming towards you, and still you'd have to be open to it in order to interact with it. You may not know yet if it's you personally prompting it. And of course, you definitely don't know yet if it's coming towards you. But like I said, it's within a week or two. You won't miss it. And it might even look like a small item. And it might be small to you at the time. But it's important. Okay? Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Emperor. We say now we know what it is. You're saying Four of Cups. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like you're saying, I'm determined to not allow this to affect me. I've got a job to do. Yeah. And then you whipped out your big guns there with the Emperor. So it started out as, I got a lot going on, but it's all good. You went into full Emperor mode out here and got back to work on the coin. And saying, well, this is unfortunate with the Four of Cups. It is a sad element right there with the Five. And you say, well, I acknowledge that, but also I need to get back to work. And you do so in a very firm way. Okay, we'll see. I'm not saying that you don't have heart for the situation. What I'm saying is that perhaps you don't know how to address it yet, or that you should involve yourself further. I don't know. Let's take a look. Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. So it looks like, yeah, April overall, not just in the next 2 weeks, honey, but April overall represents a lot of work for you. Okay, let's be clear about that. Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. And I'm looking at you. I still don't think it's quite topped out by April. I think it continues to roll into May. Okay, 6, 3, 9. Yeah, it's your burden. 10 of Wands, set the world in the four. Okay, see that? See that right there? You see that? See that bullshit? Yeah, see that Four Cups twice, the world, 10 of Wands. You're saying, I've got a lot of work to do. You're saying it's my burden, my responsibility. Yeah, like I said, you're quite fluent with this subject up here. Very fluent. But you're also saying it's my burden. And the 10 of Wands is normal. I don't want that to upset you. Please don't. 10 of Wands, when I see it around coin like that, these are our responsibilities, right? This is what we signed up for. So like say I love 90% of my job. Still, I'm going to have a 10% that identifies with this. Okay, these are some elements that are a pain in my ass. And I'm the only one who can deal with it. I'm the only one who can sort with it, etc. So often when I see the work stuff or the career stuff, I say make sure it's the 10 of Wands of your choosing, right? Because you're going to have some heaviness around what it is that you do. So make sure it's worth carrying. And you're saying, I've got a lot to do, and this falls on me. You already told me that. 9 and 3 and 6. Okay? I already gave you that credit. Like, I know. You're the primary driver here on this coin front. You're not showing me you're a workaholic. You're saying you have a lot to do at this time. And I maintain you haven't even hit peak yet. Okay? April is like your... well... You're working your way up the summit. Let's put it that way. I don't think peak is going to happen for you until perhaps May. But anyway, you're saying this is your responsibility. You got this. Please leave me alone. I'm busy. The World, Four of Cups. There's something here you already cycled out that represents unhappiness. It's like, I don't need this in my life right now. And you don't. It's like, whatever that unhappy element, you're already familiar with it. And you're like, I close the door on that. I eschew that. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I've got a lot to do. And it's on me to do it. Okay? All right. Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, Five of Cups. So that tells me then that's not you. All righty. That's not you. Let's see what that is. The Star, Knight of Swords, and the Four Swords. Knight of Swords twice. Yeah, when it comes rolling in your way, it'll be fast. Can't miss it. The Star, Four Swords. I got someone here saying I've done a lot of thinking, and this is important to me. So that Five of Cups, it is a sad element. One that you already said, I don't have time for this. Whatever it is you said, I don't have time for this, or whomever you said it to, is kind of like, okay, I hear that. So this is what I've been thinking. So to the credit of the situation or person, while they are showing me unhappy, Five of Cups, they are rushing in, but they're doing so with a kind of thoughtful, prepared speech. Four Swords, the Star. In some way, it acknowledges that it disappointed you. And it like, to its credit, how it might counter that. Okay, I decided I could be of help, or this is how I figured out I could be help to you. Sorry about that. I'll drop my Five of Cups. I want to be included in what you're doing, or I want to try to assist you with what you're doing. So it is very busy. It is a little functionary. All right, and whatever this is or whatever it represents is the Four of Cups you're already familiar with. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to give you an example of this. That way you can get out of the vague territory. But it seems to me you would already know. So imagine someone here said, sorry, Aries, due to personal reasons, I can't help you with all this stuff. And it was very disappointing to you because perhaps you were counting on them or relying on them for one reason or another as it pertains to the dream or the vision. And it's like, no, count me out. And that upset you. And you said, you know what? Just clear it. Fine, just clear it. Clear it. I got work to do. Leave me alone. They know that. They see that you're disappointed. They see that you're upset. And Knight of Swords is there twice, so it's a bit of a swoop there. The energy cycles back on you. A bit of a swoop. It's fast. A lot of air in there. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius doesn't have to be, but just FYI. And it says here, okay, that's my bad. I didn't mean to upset you or disappoint you. Here's my plan. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's see if you agree to that. I don't know, because you're kind of showing me to turn my back on that. I need to get back to work now. Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Emperor. I know you got it. I know you do, honey. That's not the issue. It knows it disappointed you. And to be fair, they did think about it and how they can push back on that or nullify it or try to negate some of the damage, you know. Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Emperor. Let's see what you think about that. You don't care for it. Five of Swords, King of Cups, Nine of Cups. From your point of view, rightfully or wrongfully, you are interpreting it as manipulation. You don't trust it. You're saying whatever they're doing here, it's to make themselves feel better, not me. And that bums you out all over again. So listen, honey, if you can't trust what this person's presenting to you or the situation's trying to countercorrect, if you honestly can't trust it, then yeah, it is probably best that you leave it alone, because we don't want to onboard somebody back in their effort or action or communications and we can't trust it somewhere deep down inside. It's like saying they stepped in it and they can't pretend that they didn't, you know? And if I let them back in, they're just going to trail their nastiness all over the place. And they put their foot in it. They put their foot in it. Okay. Five of Swords, King of Cups, Nine of Cups. You personally feel that they're trying to manipulate the situation into getting you to feel better about them. Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Emperor. What you do with it long term, I don't know. But for now, I see you kind of determined to ignore this until perhaps you have more time to sort through it. I don't know. But let's put it this way. For the next 2 weeks, I see you determined to ignore it. Yeah. It's like, I got to get back to work. Perhaps you might even say, I'll think about what you said. But you can't help but suspect it's manipulation. And it's the emotional kind of manipulation. At least that's how you perceive it. You know, it's like they're just doing this because they want to feel better. They know they foobarred. They know they foobarred bad. And they're trying to get back in the good books. Okay. Okay. All right. Like imagine, I don't know, you're at a critical point in your work and someone that you were relying on called in with some bogus excuse about being sick for like a whole week. And they're like, hey, you know what? It turns out I'm fine. How can I help? Here's my thought. Here's my thinking. This is what I'm prepared to do. And it's like, oh, whoa. Whatever it is you were going to do or I had planned for you to do, I've already done it. So something like that, because you can't help but think, nah. No, you just don't want me to think poorly of you or something like that. Push through any insecurity, first quarter moon in Cancer. There you go. You know, like I said, if it doesn't feel like a secure delivery to you or a secure response, then in some way it represents insecurity, so don't choose it, right? If you can't trust their response or how you're reacting to it, yeah, don't choose insecurity. Just don't. It'll save yourself a world of trouble. But try to work through it. That would be my only advice to you. Try to work through it with them later. Because at some point, it looks like it needs to be addressed. But I understand you have a lot to take care of. So just don't turn your back on it indefinitely. All right? All right. But yeah, you might have some very strong Cancer in your chart. Could be connecting to the season. Might be important to you. A, G, D. We have the medallions of Cancer, Aquarius, Pisces, double Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, you might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to in the season. I keep getting that season, so once more I'm reading for the next couple of weeks. But I made a note of it. You're working your way up the summit to peak. I strongly suspect when it comes to your work energies, you expect them to come down or level out around Cancer season, which is much later in June. Yes. It might be when you can get back to this. But yeah. There's kind of an odd combination of air and water going on here. Some of it you trust, a lot of it you don't. Let that inform you of however it is it needs to inform you. And I'm sorry, I know that you tried to cut out that Four of Cups and it's like now it's back again. It feels like a lot of unnecessary emotional labor to you. So that tells me you don't exactly have a long-term plan about how to deal with this situation or person. Something to think about. The Aries, honey. Good luck to you in all your work. I believe in you. You believe in you. All right, you got this. I know you do. You're very capable, and I am sorry that this happened. But know who you're working with. All right? Know who you're working with, and don't have any delusions about that. All right? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius, please. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, yeah. Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, Ace of Wands. I can see that you're that person, you're used to making things work. You're not used to it when things don't work. But by golly, you will get in there and try to fix something if you think it has potential. So the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. You're in a position now where there's a lot of work to be done, but you're happy doing it and you're happy sorting it all out. Right now, catching you up to your present timeline. This is anticipation of where you are present day. In other words, it's not a surprise to you. Happily busy, happily thriving. There's a lot to do. There is, but you're like, I'm used to it. Wheel of Fortune, this is what's come back to me. I've built into this. I don't expect anything less. Okay, cool. All right. So you worked very hard for your foundation, and where you find yourself is not a surprise at all. It's like, no, I'm exactly where I want to be. Cool. Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Now, there might be one or a couple of things here, contractually speaking, you're trying to include or continue to work with. That's what I'm leaning towards. Yeah, there's a couple of things in here you're trying to make work. And I think you might be over-processing it at this point. Whatever this is, this balance, I see you putting a lot into it. You're pumping in a lot of time, energy, effort, or resources in order to keep it or make it work. And it's like, honey, that kind of defeats the purpose of a balance. So Six of Pentacles is often associated with generosity. That's a minor interpretation. It's a balance. We give to it in order to get back something from it. In other words, more than one people or that situation have different reasons to sign up to this and participate. But yeah, everybody's needs in some way should be met, okay? And Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, you are working way hard to make one or two additional balances work. So I want you to think about that. I see you're accustomed to it, right? But over the next couple of weeks, ask yourselves which ones are actually worth it and which ones perhaps, nah, maybe you should just leave alone. Because it seems to me it's not that much of a balance if you're having to work that hard to make the balance balance. The math ain't mathin'. You see what I'm saying? Right here. It's costing you more than you seem to recognize, but you're also accustomed to it. Okay. Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, Ace of Wands. See? The energy. Do I have the energy to keep this going? The faith, the hope, the energy. Ace of Wands. Not in its passionate context, it's hope, it's faith, it's energy, one's personal energy. To see the goodness, to have the energy for it. Like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Okay, that's fair. You already have something that's highly functioning. I can tell that you're that person. You're accustomed to making things work. You don't just give up. There's space for everybody. We can get all the needs met. We can get all the contracts in there. We can make everything work. You're just used to it. But honey, know your limit. Know your limits. Aquarius is like, excuse me? There's no such thing. Oh, there are. There are limits, honey, even for you. Even for you. All right? Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Four of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. Huh. Interesting element there. Four of Wands, relationship energy. Mind you, I'm seeing something contextually that defaults to coin, your outer world. Okay. But Four of Wands, Four of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Like I said, you are exactly where you plan to be. That's not a surprise to you, and it's very active. But P.S., in the next week or two, you might put a little something into a kind of relationship that you've been thinking about. Four Swords, Four Wands, it doesn't tell me too much. But it's kind of like, since I'm out there doing stuff anyway, maybe I can put a little bit of something into some sort of relationship. It's one that you've been thinking about a lot these days. And you're wondering, hey, since I'm so busy building stuff and stabilizing stuff, maybe I put something into a relationship too while I'm at it. You say it's part of your larger world, contextually speaking. It's within a community, same town, city, something like that. Or there might be working overtones there. But yeah, some of you might be doing that as well in the next week or two. But I have to tell you, the bulk effort in your reading today is going towards coin. Like, well, since I'm so busy, I mean, I could, maybe I should do a little something for me. It's a little more personal. But the only thing you told me is that you were thinking a lot about it these days. And that's it. Okay. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Okay. The Hanged Man, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles right back here. I say, look at that mess. Look at that mess. You do best when everything's functioning. Whatever this is not functioning, and bless you, there you are, still plugging away at it. I give a little more, maybe it'll work better. I give it a little, again, it's gone beyond the boundaries of the 6 of Pentacles at this point. Okay. The Hanged Man, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Like I said, you're used to this. So you may not question it too deeply. I think it's time that you did. Yeah, there's definitely some things you participate in on a regular basis, seasonal, annual basis, that look like it's a right pain in your ass. And it's like, if I don't do it, it's not going to get done. Again, that's anti-balance. So it actually makes your work harder trying to participate in it. Now, is that the sum total of your foundation? No, not at all. I can see that your foundation obviously has multiple parts within it. There's a lot of parts in yours. And like I said, when it's functioning, it's functioning. It's on point, right? You've earned that foundation. You worked very hard for it, but there's some parts in here that are not living up to the job description, the contract, use, feasibility. They look like dead ends to me. Okay, I'm trying to think of a situation that, let's say one of the 6 of Pentacles, you go to one, right? Let's say Aquarius, you dress real nice. You got a lot of stuff that needs dry cleaning, and you contracted yourself to a business to do your dry cleaning business with them and only with them, okay? And let's say you give them good business too, but you couldn't help but notice these past several months or seasons or years that it's taking longer and longer for your stuff to come back. The prices have gone up. And then sometimes, hey, it is so lopsided that you feel the need to get in there and do some of your own dry cleaning. Well, if it's going to get done, I guess I should do it. No, that's not the contract you signed up for. You're giving way too much to make whatever this is to work. And you've been doing it so long now, I don't think you recognize where the boundaries have started and stopped. Okay? It might be time to get in there and clean some of these up. Okay, by that I mean really reevaluate it and give it a firm talking to. Hey, things have gotten real sloppy here in this work, this balance, or this contract. I need you to do your part, or we need to seriously reconsider our balance and connection to each other. And I strongly suspect this relates to your career stuff. In some way it does. Okay. You're fulfilling both ends of the same bargain, and that's not how these things work. But I think you're used to it, though. It's like, I can do more. I can do your shit, too. Are you paying yourself twice as much? No. The Hanged Man, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. No. The only advantage to, working at the dry cleaners is that you can at least say when they're done, and then you can pick them up while you're there. No, I don't see it, honey. I don't see the advantage. Okay? So this is just the next couple of weeks, FYI. Think about some of that stuff that's stagnant and it's not working very well. Do you really need it? Page of Cups, 9 of Swords, Ace of Wands. Now we're a little nervous here in some way about our energy. Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, 7 of Swords. There it is again, the freaking doubts. The freaking doubts. As you continue to move forward, are you amazing at what you do? Absolutely. I think we're confusing lines, though, between professionalism and personal pride. I do. I do. You're amazing at what you do, but you're not supposed to take on the roles of everybody. Nah. This is one of those things you can either provide your job or your function, but I sure as hell shouldn't have to do it for you. That's why I pay you. That's why we have a contract. So again, I think we're blurring the lines between professionalism and your personal sense of pride, because you're like, I don't know if I have the energy to maintain this. It's something about Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, Seven of Swords. I don't know if I can make it to the next couple of months or something like that. Well, again, so too, just because you can doesn't mean you should, and you're seriously doubting you can continue to hold up the, let's be real, the kind of fake energy. And by that I mean you got a smile on your face, I can do it, but inside it's false, right? So this is where people get themselves into trouble. They're going against what they really feel and believe in the truth. So if anything, honey, this is the time to shore up your professional contracts and beliefs and how it is that you will be working from this point forward. Because, honey, you're like, I don't know if I can make it that far out with this fake ass energy that I got it. You shouldn't have to. Even if you physically can, 3D wise, that doesn't mean you should. Okay? I wanted to see a little more of that. That's kind of like a FYI. It's such a drop in the bucket, I can barely see it. Four of Wands, Four Swords, Page of Pentacles. You know, this might have been something that you've been thinking about, maybe starting something a little bit more personal for you, and you didn't have time to explore it. I think perhaps you had the intent to try to start something here and explore it, but this, look at this swamp. Look at that mess. Look at that mess. Look at that mess. How could this possibly have much breathing room? I strongly think you wanted to do a little something over here in April. And we got strong notes of April. Not just the next couple of weeks. But this, how do you have any room for a little something? How you got any room for something a little personal? Look at that. Look at that mess. I need it's time to cancel that contract with the pre-existing cleaners and find a new one. Okay. Now imagine that with a couple of different roles or functions, and then you might have an idea of why this looks so futile in my eyes, and why you sincerely doubt you can continue to hold up this facade of energy. I got this. That's what I keep telling myself. I got it. I can make it to the next couple of months, because it wasn't even weeks. No, you bypassed that into months, and just because you can doesn't mean you should. I want you to go back and readdress these lines and redefine those damn lines. Because they're way too blurred for me. They're way too blurry. All right? I don't like that. I think you have a natural, kind, generous, and I would even say jovial nature. But yeah. Know where professional boundaries end and personal pride is taking over. All right? Okay, that's enough of that. I wanted to see a little more of that. That's what I was thinking. Breathe through the tension. Full moon in Scorpio. Yeah. Breathe through the tension. When does that come? That's coming up. The full moon in Scorpio is not till Taurus season. So in about a month or so. Yeah. There might be something around that time. But yeah, breathe through the tension. You don't have to do this. You don't have to keep putting up with this. This is bullshit. It's bullshit. I know bullshit when I see it. I'm calling bullshit. No. Someone's or several someone's or situations are slacking off. G, N, Q, S, and then we have the infinity loop. Remember, you get back what you put in. So if you're not getting back what you put in, that's not correct. It's not correct. And then on the personal side, some of you might be interested in a soul bond. Yeah, but I can't. That poor little idea doesn't have any room to express itself because of this garbage. So you remember that. This is taking away from your personal life too. That's another reason I'm pissed. No. You're taking on way too much. You're taking on way too much, honey. And how do you know when you're taking on too much it becomes a problem? Does it interfere with other areas of your life? That's the standard quo. Okay, excuse me. You know what I meant. That is the kind of standard information that we can receive with ourselves about how has something become a problem. Is it interfering with other areas of my life? There was a little area of your life you were hoping to look into, but it gets cut off. Okay. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini, please. Show me Gemini. Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the World. Ay. Oh my. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles. You look all right despite that. I wonder how old that is. To be clear, you're showing me a decent, not over the top, but a decent amount of emotional confidence. It's like, nevertheless, I will move forward. And I respect that, I do. I wonder how old that is. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Emperor. That's beautiful. I say someone at your side. It's quite strong, actually. It's lovely. I like the way it lifts you up. Puts you in good character. It's lovely, actually. All right, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the World. Oh, yeah. Well, very stagnant path has come to an end. Possibly in this last 2 weeks, or it's something that you've been processing and you're showing me the completion of it in the next 2 weeks. In other words, I'm okay with it now. I'm comfortable with that closure now. In other words, it's something you've been aware of. But seeing it for what it is, seeing the finality of it, seeing that closed door and feeling comfortable with that closed door instead of freaked out by it, that's the difference between something just closing out and then time having passed. Okay. Sometimes when we see that door slam shut, it can freak people out, and you didn't show me that at all. And not at all. So it makes me wonder. But yeah, that's stagnant. So Seven of Pentacles isn't always necessarily, well, stagnant. Sometimes it's right here, coasting and neutral. I'm comfortable with this path. I don't want to make any changes. I like it just where it is. And for a lot of people, though, it represents stagnation, an unchanging pathway that isn't very good, helpful, or healthy for us. We just got used to it. Comfortable or complacent. And Ten of Swords. Oh, my goodness. A lot of outstanding disappointment and hurt over that pathway. Is where we started in good faith and good intent, and then there's where we ended up, and they're not the same thing sometimes. If there was more to be had from it, let's be clear, that pathway would still be open. And you know that. It was hurtful. At the end of the day, and after many, many long days, it didn't change. And it's closed out. But over here, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, couple pages, that's fine. We just don't want to give them too much. And the Knight of Cups is just about right. You're showing me emotional optimism here. It's like, nevertheless, I will move forward. And I feel good about it. Good. I like that. It's simple, it's sweet, it's easy. Easy to understand. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Emperor. Boy, howdy. It's quite strong, isn't it? It's lovely. It's very devout. It's very faithful. That's a very strong, loyal heart there. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Emperor. Yeah, a lot of empowerment, too. Stabilizes quite well. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the World. Judgment, the Moon, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, who you really are was trying to emerge from the shadows for some time. Okay. And someone who can make it on their own. Someone who's capable. You're more than capable. And then also, There's something here you had to reconcile yourself to. I'm worth more than this. I can do more than this. And that was under your shadow for a long time, knowing you're capable of so much more, doing so much more, having a much more abundant, fruitful path. But that must have messed with you for a long time. Somewhere lurking under your moon was this strong admission, I can do so much more. I deserve so much better. And man, you suppressed that for a long time, didn't you? So that's an old cycle. And judgment, it took you time to realize it. Well, let's be real, it took you time to admit it to yourself. Why was that so hard for you to admit? It's hard for it's far away to me. Judgment of the moon, that looks like a far away decision. It could be that some of you absolutely were open to this and finalized it last Pisces season, perhaps last year. But it took you forever to come to terms with this. I'm worth so much more than this stagnant, unhappy Seven of Pentacles. I can do more. And possibly the continuation of that thought is I can do better on my own. But man, that was really uncomfortable for you to allow yourself. This was permissible to allow yourself. That means with judgment there at the moon, you had some sort of dark night confrontation with the self. You must have been wrestling with that for a while. Okay. You had to know that you're worth more in order to close this out, which is the admission that this is not worthy of me, this path. That's hard. That means at some point you had really wanted it to be, even if it meant you had to lie to yourself about it. And that's the whole thing about the dark night. You know the soul. We stop lying to ourselves about an important subject. And then we got to process that shit, come to terms with it, and then we make changes. Ideally. Nobody forced you to change. You had to be a willing participant. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Yours is really interesting today. Ten of Cups, Eight of Wands. Good. I like how you showed me, okay, systems check. So you're showing me some guarded communication between you and yours. There's some tension in there. But for the most part, you seem to be quite comfortable going your own way and creating some emotional experiences for you that are different compared to where you're coming from. So don't get me wrong. You have an inner circle, family, friends, loosely defined, and that can include spouses, kids, partners, lovers, etc. It's as you define it. So there's no hard and fast rule about the Ten of Cups, all right? These just tend to be the people in our lives of emotional substance or value, all right? We have communication there, and Nine of Wands. You get a little defensive, okay? But for the most part, you recognize these people as yours. And it could be that, who knows, you're still perhaps in a sensitive place. You don't want to have to defend yourself, or you feel that sometimes when you talk to family and friends, you feel defensive. But for the most part, I see you kind of wanting to, like I said, express some sort of emotional optimism about a new direction, and perhaps there's some tension around that. But yeah, I don't want you to have to justify yourself either or your actions. Just know that your heart's in a good place, and theirs are too. Perhaps it's concern and you don't want to hear it. It's like you don't need to be concerned about me. See what I'm saying? I know that they mean well and that they love you. But it's kind of like this Gemini really just wants to do their own thing right now and feel good about it. So talking to them kind of drags you down a little bit, maybe, for now. Not always. Okay? That's all right. That's all right. You still seem to keep the lines of communication open, even if it gets a little rough sometimes. But just know they're concerned about you. I want you to be happy. But you can make it clear. I don't need to defend my actions here. This is what's right for me. Sure. All right, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Emperor. Goodness me, that looks quite solid. Justice, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Okay. Heads up. Whatever this is has the opportunity to balance, and soon, quite soon, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, that could be coming towards you. I actually see it as your energy going outwards. I'm not telling you to. It's not me assigning you. It's the cards. That's how I'm seeing them. I do see this as coming from you. I do see you taking action. It's kind of like in the name of Gemini. In some way, you are moving your energy outwards, and it's done so as I would expect from you. Air first. Your thoughts. But you mean them. They're quite powerful. I see you lining up to somebody. And it feels good. It feels solid as hell, actually. Quite solid. 10 of Pentacles. There's a lot of good intent here. A lot of good meaning. I'm looking at these two people, and it looks like long-term companionship. It's quite solid. But when I look at the micro energy here, we're putting our best focus or intent in this direction, and it feels correct to do so at this time. But yeah, we're lining up to somebody here, and it feels really on point. If not into the realm of strategic. Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, and Justice, in a way, kind of feels strategic, but it's not manipulative. I would see the difference. It's thoughtful, and it feels correct. And that's all I care about. I see an emotional response that I don't see tied to you. It's not that you're not, clearly you're an emotional person. I'm saying someone is putting forward their empowerment energy and their thoughts. Okay? And I see an emotional response, but it's correct. That's all I know is that it's correct. But yeah, something here shapes up quite well. Has the potential to be stable. Long-term stable. It's interesting. Be real. Full moon in Aquarius. You might have some strong Aquarius in your chart. Could be connecting to. The season might be important to you, but be real. Oh, that's the idea. Oh, yeah. More so I see down here. It feels like it's really real. You're showing me like kind of best intent or behavior energy. Best character energy. To whomever it is I see you putting yourself out there too. But yeah, it could come towards you. It is what it is. And just be real. Be your realest self. It's going to be okay. It's quite firm. You went from emotionally optimistic, soft, and exploratory towards, right, I need to get my shit together and put forward this. And it's very intentional. Okay? That might be your preferred method. The one you're comfortable with. But yeah. There you go. E. One letter E. We have the medallions of 2 Scorpio, Aquarius once more, and Capricorn. You could have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you, although I'm not reading that far out. I think that's coming from within, or perhaps your point of connection. More so in the future. Okay, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Libra. What's going on? Show me, Libra. The Hermit, 6 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of reflection there. It's good reflection. 10 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and some more. But it gives me an idea of where you are in reality. The Sun, Ace of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. Oh yeah, you're coming back. You're not going away. You've already gone away from somewhere, but I see you making a comeback, if you will, emotionally. So that's good. Yeah, but you've already done your separation thing here, drifting. You've learned a lot. The Hermit, 6 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, over time. I see you contemplating peacefully, in your own time, in your own way, in a non-threatening way, an exit you're familiar with. 6 of Swords. You're saying you learned a lot from it. It taught you a lot about yourself and what it is that you can do. And it's all catching up to you now. I'm seeing a lot of introspection for you now. It's quiet, right? It's only where you can access it. And it gives you peace, comfort, a sense of calmness. It's like, see, remember when I did that, Libra? Yeah, I do. And you know what? It was the right thing for me. I learned so much from that. Okay. Contemplation. 10 of Wands. 4 of Swords. 9 of Pentacles. Don't get me wrong. Your reality gets hard sometimes. You know that. But you're saying, I'm good though. It's not always easy. Sometimes there's a lot of responsibility. Sometimes there's quite the bundle to carry, but I'm good. I know I'm good. I got this. Like Libra can handle it. 10 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. And yeah, realistically, you have real demands placed upon you. 9 of Pentacles. You don't get to be a 9 of Pentacles unless you're willing to carry some sticks. The 10 of Wands, the bundle. You're like, but you know what? 4 of Swords, I'm good. I can handle it. It's like, honestly, I can't imagine being anywhere else except right here. Okay. The Sun, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Over the next couple weeks, you're going to start to feel yourself reemerge emotionally. Where you were unavailable, you're going to start to open up. And it feels right with the Sun. Makes you feel happy, actually. When you kind of catch yourself in that moment, enjoy it. Don't deny it. Don't push back on it. Libra, are we feeling things again? Oh my God, are we? Yeah. It's going to feel like that. And it's like, oh, no, that can't be right. No. Allow yourself to feel it. Enjoy the moment. Okay? You're happy. Allow yourself to feel happy. You're safe. Allow yourself to feel safe. You know what? And if you can feel yourself becoming vulnerable again, that's a good thing. That's nothing to be threatened by. That means you want to be more emotionally present. Okay? That's it. That's good. The Hermit. 6 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Now, to be clear, whatever this is, it seems like it happened long ago and far away, but it impacted you deeply, and it's something that you still think about to this day in terms of influence. And you're like, honestly, that 6 of Swords, that parting of ways, that leaving, it might have been the best thing for me, which tells me you probably didn't believe that once upon a time, but you do now. The Hermit, 6 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. A lot of gentle reflection. Is this in some way reflecting an anniversary? 10 of Pentacles, the Chariot, Strength. Look at you. You with your modest 9 of Pentacles. You're like, I do all right. It gets stressful, but I do all right. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Look at you. All I know is the day you left that old shore behind, you entered into a space of stability, foundation. And to be honest with you, it still has more room to grow. I don't know if you know that. In fact, don't be surprised if you have more opportunity for your foundation, specifically Cancer to Leo season. That's further out. I'm not reading that today. I know you're trying to maximize the reading. Or keeping it to the next 2 weeks, Libra. Like, what? I didn't do anything. But just, can you tell me about, June, July? I just did. There'll be some more opportunity for you out there, but good job already where you are. Wheel of Fortune, where I find you, present day, reflecting on that exit in your life that was so critical, so substantial, and it was so critical to your personal growth, your own sense of stability, normalcy. Creating a world for yourself, a life for yourself. This wouldn't have happened unless this took place prior to, and that's one of the things you think about. Had I not exited, or had that situation not exited my life, I wouldn't be here today. There you go. Yeah, a Wheel of Fortune catches up to us like that. It makes sense to us later down the line. One of those precious moments where you stop and you reflect where you're at. How did we get here? That particular point in my life that was so difficult. If that hadn't happened. And there you go. The rest is history. Okay, 10 of Wands. 4 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. It's so modest. You're like, yeah, it gets hard sometimes, but I manage myself pretty well. 4 of Swords. I know when to rest. Thank you. I know when I'm carrying too much. I got it. No, you do. It was very modest. Just like, I take on a lot, but, I'm okay. Yeah, look at you. Ace of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, look at you. Oh, you look so good. I love it. I love that you know your truth. I love that you are inspired by what you do. You're inspired by your own way of life, by the way. I love that combination. I don't see it too often. When somebody's literally inspired by their own world, I created this. I am reflecting. I'm living my life literally of self-worth. Yeah, I can handle some 10 of Wands. Yeah, it gets real. That's what I signed up for. And it's something I say all the time. That's what I signed up for. And it shows, like, you wouldn't trade places with anybody. You love your life. You love your world. You created it. I'm not saying a co-creator. I'm saying a singular creator. You just look at you. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. I'm comfortable with my truth. Yeah, I like what I do. I'm inspired by what I do. You said it's made me personally quite successful, if not, in terms of coin, then in how you perceive yourself, your home, what you put into it. You're very comfortable. You're very comfortable, and you should be. And it's more than comfortable. You're proud of yourself too. So it's nice to see that that fire there next to you. You're proud of yourself, and you should be. You're like, I've done all right. But also, P.S., you're saying I'm also marked with new. So there is still potential for you in growth in that foundation, whatever it means to you. So not just work, but also for you personally. So FYI, ... Yeah. But you are marked with new as well. You are. Okay. But well done. Well done, you. I like how you take things in stride. Just like, all right, try to. Yeah, but just a heads up. You got some critical expansion July, August. June, July, August, maybe. It's not a bad thing. Not at all. Some of you actually might be laying the tracks for that now. All right, the Sun. Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Okay. Eight of Wands. Yeah. To open up or not, Knight of Cups. To open up or not to open up, that is the question. So once more, when you have those little pockets of emotional lightness, of just being open, and it kind of catches you off guard, just in that moment. Let's say you're hanging out in a situation, you just feel relaxed and comfortable, and that maybe you can express yourself a little bit more on the personal side. You might have a moment or two where you hesitate. I say lean into it. You're ready? Okay. It doesn't have to be romantic, but the possibility's there. Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups. It seems to be at your disposal. And this is something that, honestly, for Libra, I'm looking at, you've been deliberately putting this off. Communicating your intent about whether or not you're in that space, whether or not you can see people again at the choice level for emotional reasons. You have been deliberately elusive with that language, maybe even coy. That's all right. Not everybody needs to know our business, and you don't have any obligation to define your business unless you put yourself in that position to. What I'm saying is that that's been a topic that you haven't indulged in. Okay. And I know you can talk somebody's ear off when you want to, honey. You'll let the world know your thoughts. But Eight of Wands, the Hanged Man. No. Oh, no. We have not specifically outlined where we are with the matters of the heart. And if we're seeing people, if we're open to it. You haven't said that. Not a word. You could if you wanted to. But not so much as a hint. You keep that to yourself, and I understand that. I have that philosophy as well. Don't talk about something unless you know there's something worth talking about. But for you, it has more to do with your personal intent. Am I ready to open up again? Am I ready to be available? So you see that as an emotional choice, which is good. So when you have those moments where you feel soft and relaxed and you're not on guard, lean into that. Lean into it. Okay? You don't have to define it with words right away, but allow yourself the activity of it. Feels good. Okay? So it's up to you. Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups, yeah. If you wanted to do some emotional expansion, apparently you're up for it. You're quite the catch. You're lovely. Clearly independent, capable, more than capable. But I like how you're showing me you're inspired by what you've created here in and of your own right, and that's lovely. You also see yourself as provider too. So you have a lot of lovely elements in here, and they mix quite well with you. So yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to open up to that old line of happiness called love. Maybe. So you don't have to define it right away, but allow yourself to perhaps feel it. See where it takes you. Okay? You use your words later. But I like that. And, oh, P.S., of course, there might be an actual opportunity for you to open up in that way over the next couple of weeks. So if you're feeling expressive, I can see you don't just share your personal words with just anybody. Okay? I don't disagree with it. Not everybody needs your emotional expression, right? Not everybody needs to be let in on that. I can see you're selective. But yeah, in terms of your overall intent, oh, you've been very vague or elusive about that. I get it. I do. Last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. That's what I'm saying. You have that opportunity in the next couple of weeks just to lighten up. I say lean into it. If you're afforded the opportunity, why not? Okay. Oh, and you might have, I'm sorry. Lost on some of the cards here. Yeah, if you might have some very strong Leo in your chart, it could be connecting to this season might be important to you. Interesting. I just saw a lot of brush, like low-level brush. Okay. My first thought were trails, nature trails. Some of you take long walks, hikes, something like that. Nothing competitive. I don't think competitive. I apologize. That was my stammer. My tongue literally locked on that one. Nothing competitive in nature, and I don't really necessarily training, but do we do long walks here? Yeah, I see brush on the sides. Okay. Oh, so many. Oh my goodness, just 2 letters and everything else is medallions. V and W. VW. Some of you have a VW? That's cool. All right. We have the medallions of Aries, Gemini, Capricorn, Sag, Pisces, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio. Almost everybody. You might have a very diverse birth chart. Or, to be fair to you, if perhaps you're opening up in the near future, and I did see some folks, trying to hang out in your direction, see where you're at. Like I said, you've been a little elusive about that. Yeah, you might have a couple of folks interested. It's possible. Certainly. You know who you are. But you know how you are. You flirt, you. Yeah, you. Okay. Music note, yes. Some of you, music might be your profession, might be your hobby, certainly. And then also for a lot of people, music specifically is how they tune intuitively. Keep up with that practice. It's only a good thing. Okay, Libra, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus, please. King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Lovers. Oh, King of Wands, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Well, okay. Oh, it's no wonder. 6 of Cups, Justice, Page of Swords. Okay. Your opening here, King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Lovers. You seem to be determined to in some way address a strong connection. But it's like, I'm not going to put too much into it, though, Christina. Just start small, okay? It's kind of like saying, I don't know, just for comparison. So the Lovers here, it's like the king size Snickers bar. You're like, let's start with fun size or midi size, something like that. But you're looking at it critically. King of Swords, okay. Page of Pentacles, what to give this? Strong connection. Okay. This is what I can do. This is what I can work with. All right. Over here, King of Wands, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. And this is why we're not opting in for the king size. We'll start with the fun size Snickers. Okay. Fire, plus negative sword energy. Well, nervous, but more than. In some way, a part of you anticipates being hurt. Real or imagined, a big part of you is terrified of being hurt. And that's up here. Okay? But that's not to suggest that you don't have experience with it, obviously. Look at all the swords. Clearly you have experience with that, right? But there is a lot of nervous anticipation. I could be hurt. I've been through something like this before, either with them or outside of it. But we are very familiar with the subject. That's a lot of sword, honey. This must mean a lot to you, or rather the potential of it must mean a lot to you. Because most people would just fold. Okay? They would just fold. You know, they'd say something like that, but be handed these cards and they'd be like, fold, I'm out. They would not play further, if you will, or put any more on the table. Six of Cups, Justice, Page of Swords. Okay. Even though Page of Swords is a small guy, take that away and look at that. Here we have emotional and spiritual balance, not once but twice, and it's between two. Something here is taking place. Even if at first we're really nervous about looking at the evidence, it's still there. Okay? Alrighty. King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Lovers. Three of Cups, King of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. In theory, you could have access to this person pretty easily, like that. And by access, I mean the location. You two share a Ten of Pentacles. There's no way you don't. That's another reason why I think you feel comfortable showing me a Page of Pentacles. You see its feasibility. You do. That tells me you have overlapping work structures, community, city, something like this. King of Wands, Three of Cups. Yeah, the potential of disconnecting or reconnecting within a shared context or known environment is quite high. It's possible. Like I said, you're considering it, so you know. It is possible. Oh, to connect to them again or not, that is the question. You know what it does to you. You know how it makes you feel. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel nervous. It also kind of scares you. Yeah, you're familiar with the subject. As much as you crave to connect to this, you're also afraid simultaneously of being hurt by it, or rather the possibility. Is it an absolute? Well, anything's possible, right? So that's why you're going to know if I'm going to open up, I have to be open to the negative as much as the positive. This could be everything, or it could be nothing. It could be exactly what I need, or it could just hurt me, right? You got to know if something's worth it to you or someone's worth it to you. That's it, full stop. Don't compromise it. So, if you honestly can't imagine greeting this with anything less than bare minimum enthusiasm, then don't. But if you can see that, right? If you can see it, being in the presence, the idea of it puts a smile on your face and a kind of ease in your heart. Then perhaps it's more fear of the mind talking to you. Does this Taurus know what it's like to be hurt? Well, of course you fucking do. Okay? Is that an absolute if you open up again? You have to be willing to find out. To find out. But I hope it doesn't hurt you. We're still very emotionally attracted to them, yes. And the other kind of attraction, that's an easy call, though. It's the Lovers. You have a natural fire side as well. Got some Leo in there? fairly prominent Leo in that chart. Seven of Swords, the Fool, Page of Swords. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that nervousness. I don't know if I can do this, man. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. Christina, tell me what to do. No, you tell you what to do. Even if I told you explicitly what to do, one, that would be wrong, unless, of course, I saw it in the cards. And even then, I still wouldn't be telling you what to do. I'll tell you what I always tell people. You have choice. Okay? You can see and rather feel for yourself the positivity in as much as you can the negativity, or rather the potential for it. It's not absolute. I can't tell you that you won't get hurt. You have to go into this willingly. If I open up to this, it could be bliss, it could be everything, or it could fucking hurt me. You have a lot of doubts, honey, the Fool. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can open up. Only you can answer it. So I don't know who this is to you, but you have a strong enough idea of who they are that if you connected to them, oh joy. Oh joy. Simple, easy, loving, and possibly, yes, passionate joy. But then also, oh my God, disaster. It could hurt. It makes your heart trip up a little bit just thinking about it. But that's the thoughts. All I'm saying for you is really strong fears of the mind. But I'm not trying to undervalue that. I understand how strong that can be, honey. You know, back in my day, I was a dual specialist. Anxiety was one of my specialties. I know an anxious mind when I see it, which means you're familiar with it. So force your anxiety, your anxious thoughts to go in a different direction. What's the price you pay if you abstain? What kind of haunting thoughts will you have then? Or would you? That little fool, I don't know if he has much room to breathe there. That guy, that poor guy. Look at all these swords. He's being stuck with the 7. He's being stuck with the 9. That poor fool, 10 of Swords. Oh, I don't know if he has a chance, honey. I hope he does. Because the possibility emotionally makes you so happy. So maybe that approach is correct. Stop thinking of it as this large candy bar I have to invest in and sit down and eat right away. Maybe I just take a piece. Something like that. Yeah, maybe. And you save the rest for later, you know? Who knows? 6 of Cups, Justice, Page of Swords. What you will do, I do not know. I can tell you which way you're leaning. Do you really need the tarot lady to tell you that? People are shocked. No, they shouldn't be. You're a live human being. You've been in the world. You've been living in the world. You have some experiences. So I don't know why it shocks people how much free will they have. But it's the first thing we deny when we're scared or uncertain, unsure. It's like, I don't have a choice. You do. You just talked yourself out of it right there and then. Justice, 6 of Cups, Page of Swords. I'm rooting for you. No matter what you do, I'm rooting for you. The Emperor, 5 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. You're saying you think you need more time. Okay. Particularly here in Aries season with the Emperor there, 5 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. You're saying that the past still creeps up on you. The past still haunts you a little bit. You say you have some echo chambers in there. There's still some ghosts that haunt your halls, if you will. It's all right. Everybody's got a 5 of Cups from time to time. It's inevitable. It's part of the being alive bit. You had some experiences, I know that. No shit. You showed me a 9, 10, 7 of Swords over your natural energy to connect to something potentially very strong and possibly good for you. Whether or not you two have a history is irrelevant to me. I see how you desire it, and it's actually from a natural, organic place, and that's honestly all I care about. The idea of connecting to them, you see nothing but progress, but when it comes time to, the fear of the mind says, no. So if that's the case, if that's the legitimate case, well, yeah, I agree with you. Let's back off this. Back off. Now's not the time. Not yet. Okay? That's your reading for this week. Not forever. Think of it that way. Energy is always subject to change. The way you kind of say, nope, nope, now may not be that Taurus 2 weeks from now. But yeah, you got some echo chambers in there. Some ghosts are haunting your halls to this day. You're saying not right now. Specifically, maybe not Aries season. Now, underneath that, Page of Swords. As you continue to keep an eye on this, we have this growing sense of perhaps balance in a very fundamental way that actually surpasses you, just you, your energy. It actually encompasses you both. Somehow it could set right, maybe, or give peace between these two. But perhaps not just yet. In time, maybe. Whatever that means to you. But I have to say, I like your original idea. This thing here that's so big in my mind, if I just broke it into pieces and maybe worked with it from that point of view. Okay. Maybe that's something you can do later. Get back to it later when you feel correct. But yeah, honey, if you're that uncertain, yeah, step back, step away. Give yourself some more space. But, I want you to keep looking at this and feel the potential of it, because there is some beautiful potential there to balance this thing. And I have to tell you, as time goes by, it becomes more of a pressing need. So FYI. Step back, but don't neglect it. Step back, but don't keep putting it off. Because all I see is emotional pressure building on you to address this. It's kind of like saying, not so gently from the universe, hey Taurus, it's time. Now, I'm not saying you have to have something with them, but your willingness to address this puts you at peace, or rather the connection at peace in some way. Okay. I think you get it. Alrighty. Reveal what needs to be seen. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. I know it's easier said than done. I know. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm happy that you have this kind of choice at all. I know many of you are focusing on what it is you feel you can't do and the shit that's floating around in your head and the echoes of the past. But do you know how many people, I see them in tarot and I meet them in real life, they've been waiting for something like this to contemplate and have choices on for a long time. You really have something good to work with here for yourself as well as the connection. I hope you see that. I do. Reveal what needs to be seen. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. You might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to, and the season might be important to you, but no, we're not looking that far out. No, it's either within you or perhaps your point of connectivity. All right. Or just reveal what needs to be seen. When you're ready. One letter. L. I called it. I know it. Some of you have some really interesting Leo in your chart. I'm going to say moon. I don't know about rising. Maybe. I'm leaning towards Leo moon. I could be wrong. And then we also have Virgo. Same. You might have some strong Virgo Leo in your chart. Could be connecting to, yes. And then the seasons might be important to you. I don't think it's as far out as Leo season. And then Virgo's on the back end of that. But who knows? It just seems like April, or rather specifically Aries season, is not our time. Not just yet. And think about this. We'll be in your season before you know it. What are we looking at? April 20th? Thereabouts? I have to double check my astrological reference. That sounds funny. I'll have to consult my astrological calendar. I want people to take me seriously, but for real, that's a real thing. There's an astrological calendar. If I'm not mistaken, actually, the entry date for Taurus season this year, I think, lines up to something powerful, 420. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, take a look at that. There might be something in there for you. All right, Taurus honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. There you go. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Virgo. Show me Virgo. Seven of Cups, the Moon, Six of Cups. Oh, mystery. Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands, a High Priestess. Actually not. Yeah. But nevertheless, kind of low-key feeling it and then having it confirmed are two different things. I know. The Fool, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Okay. So something here is stirring the pot energetically. And it represents the mysteries, the moon, but you had a feeling. Six of Cups, the Moon, Seven of Cups. Yeah, you had a feeling. To be clear, I don't see you rejecting this. So let's get that out of the way. People get very defensive. And I wish they wouldn't. It's either true for you or it's not. That's it. Don't compromise the energy. If this is someone whom you know straight out the gate, you wouldn't connect with again, you wouldn't give them the time of day, there you go. For this Virgo, they've been looking forward to it. So it either is or it isn't. Yes, the Six of Cups, some sort of soul bond, quietly, very quietly, has been stirring around in the moon energies for not just you, but them too, for a while. So in other words, you both have been kind of feeling or sensing each other, even though we're separated for one reason or another. That's another story. Maybe you'll show me. You probably won't. Again, you're not necessarily surprised. Intuitively, you've been feeling this to some extent. But yeah, it's getting stronger. Eventually, that connection will fully reemerge, and you can see it and interact with it. This is someone whom you have a unique history with, unique connection, and you're saying, I'm open to it. I am. I had a feeling. And I don't feel threatened by it. This Virgo does not feel threatened by it. You had a feeling. You didn't dismiss it. You didn't chase it away. You didn't deny it. You just let this thing take its time, knowing in some way it would re-emerge in its own time, in its own way. Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the High Priestess, because you're like, you use kind of logic here, or deductive reasoning. Simply put, if I'm holding on to it, then they probably are too. So fair game, fair enough. It's like, if I'm holding on to it, they probably are as well. And while you didn't have any direct proof, you had an intuitive feel. Yeah, you weren't wrong. It's clever, but you weren't trying to be clever. It's just what you felt, and you didn't deny what you felt. The Fool, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Wands. You know, that's so funny. It suggests now, but slow. Yes, let's do this. Fresh start, fresh energy, but no rush. Okay. So I see you compromising here on speeds. Feel good about opening up, taking that chance, taking that risk, but not rushing anything either. Four of Wands. I think we're going to focus on the basics of relationship here, particularly its stability features. Consciously building, okay? Consciously defining a relationship between yourself and someone else. It's kind of like saying, yes, I can't wait to get in there, but also I'm going to be a very careful architect with them. Okay? Cool. I understand. I do. It makes perfect sense to me. Seven of Cups, the Moon, Six of Cups. So, you know. I like your deductive reasoning here. Well, if I'm holding on to it, and we are soul bonded, they probably are too. And I think that's actually a mixture of both your energies, not just yours or necessarily theirs. It's a mixture of both. Seven of Cups, the Moon, Six of Cups. If you've had that thought, in other words, so have they. Let's put it that way. All right. King of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Six of Cups. Okay, like I just said, you had a feeling. You weren't wrong. You let the energetic pot stir, if you will. Let the universe and energies do its thing. You didn't push it. You didn't rush it. In some way, this thing's re-emerging. Now, who actually puts it into existence, okay, in terms of making that connective point. Hey, you. Something, whatever it is, just hey, you. You know what I mean. I don't know. Could be you or them. There's a sense of timing here, and let the energy do its thing. But you made the same point twice. I felt it. I knew it. Not only am I okay with it, I welcome it. I want to be open to this. Saying, I would love to be open to this. It's very specific for this Virgo. Very. So again, if we're not listening, okay, we're being stubborn for one reason or another. I hate them. I would. Check your other placements. This is for the one who low-key knew, and you welcomed it when the time was right. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the High Priestess. We want to mix and mingle. We want to open up. We want to have the emotions. We want to explore. We want to probe. We want to see where this goes. We welcome it. We want to be open to this. We do. You're saying it's a good investment. It's worthy of me. And if I know that to be true, then perhaps it's worthy of them too, right? Because we want it to be a fair exchange. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the High Priestess. 3 of Swords, Page of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Oh, time has passed. Yes, indeed. Time has passed, and there was a while there where it seemed like nothing would change. You're reflecting on this. But yeah, it's a simple deduction that's going to continue to occur to you over the next week or two. It's not really showing me action here, just what you've been feeling and how it's come to fruition. If I was holding on to it and we're so deeply bonded, so deeply spiritual in each other's connection, okay, as you last recognized it, then surely they're doing the same. And that's been your kind of singular thought for a while now, at least when it comes to this connection. 3 of Swords, Page of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. You also strongly suspect you two never really lost sight of each other. Now, here's what's interesting. How long have we been thinking this, Christina? Oh, more than weeks. More than months. Years. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. And you're showing me, yeah, you welcome the reemergence. You'd be glad for it. But yeah. It's good deduction. You have an intuitive self in there, and I'm glad that you use it. Don't get me wrong, there was times when you were probably very glad to suppress the idea of it. You know, it's just a fantasy running around. I put a squash on that, but it never, and I'm sure you tried that, but it didn't ever feel right. Never fit right. I don't think you are prone to flights of fancy, not at all. You don't seem like that type of person. It was just a deep inner knowing. The time would be right when the time would be right. Okay, that's it. The Fool, Knights of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. There it is again, the High Priestess. My goodness. You are very intuitive. I'm not saying that Virgo can't be. It's just for the one I'm looking at, you are. Very much so. It's almost like you're trying to tell me I always knew. I always knew. This is mine. And while I couldn't prove it for a long time, I just felt that it would reemerge again at a better time on our timelines. You weren't wrong. It's not intuitive arrogance. And that's a thing, by the way. No. Eight of Pentacles, Temperance, the High Priestess, just saying, I can put the work into this. We, because there's a we there now. We can put the work into this. We couldn't, whatever, before. So the emotional bond was there, and it's been there for a long time. But the ability to give it the 3D energy it needs to sustain it, you're saying that at last can happen. It just needed time. I'm not saying to wait. I never advised that. And technically you didn't wait. You said this thing will come forward when it's supposed to, when it's meant to. You, for your part, I already said it. I'll say it again. You're very open to the connection at the emotional level. Very open. It's almost like you created an advertisement just for this person. Seeking you, that person. I want to let you know I'm completely open to it, but you didn't. You didn't, but it's almost like, don't mistake me. I'm right here. I'm open to this. I'm 1,000% open to this. I welcome this. I want this to happen. I'm here to put the work into it now, and it seems that you are as well. So let's do that. Let's create this thing. Let's build into it. We're smart. We're open. We can build this thing. Okay? And it's something I say all the time, as defined by two people. And you're like, we're going to define it, you and me. We're the architects here. And so you are. You two are crafting a relationship that makes sense to you both. And it's showing up as really real. Okay? It's beautiful. And it's coming on through. It looks like we start opening up to this, yeah, in the next couple of weeks. Go deeper. Oh, well, you know. That's what she said. If you don't know me, hi, my name's Christina. You're probably new. Yeah, I'm that person. Yeah. He said, she said for life, baby. Okay, go deeper. New moon in Scorpio. Oh, indeed. Indeed. I would wager some of you, Scorpio, might be your Pluto placement. And that's saying something because Pluto moves so terribly slow. But yeah, and go deeper. Goodness me, you're so intuitive. Yes, so you might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart, and obviously it could be connecting to... No, I'm not saying the season. That's too far out. Okay. J, K, we have the Medina of Aquarius as well as Aries. Two Aries, actually. Again, could have some very strong Aries in your chart, as well as Aquarius. Could be connecting to. The seasons might be important to you. Obviously, we're in Aries season now. And again, Aquarius season would be too far out. But yeah. Good luck to you, Virgo, honey. Good luck to you both. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Capricorn, please. Well, I guess everybody's being on their best behavior because I haven't seen your power card today. Although I would feel better if you pulled it. Obviously, it's indicative too. Okay. The Moon, Six of Cups. If you have any Virgo in your chart, check theirs out. Obviously, that was central to the message. But yeah, some of you might have a forthcoming bond. Okay. Anyway, I would prefer it, yeah, if I saw your power card in your collective reading. That's true for any sign. Just some reassurance, right? That you're showing up, you're present, you're accounted for. What's going on? Show me, Capricorn. Seven Swords, the High Priestess, and there you are. Speak of the devil. Let me guess, you've never heard that before, right? Hilarious. Well, it's good to see you, darling. Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, yeah. Four of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Ten of Cups. Oh, okay. All right. You know, for a while there, you didn't quite believe in your intuitive feeling. You're like, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Christina, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe I'm misinterpreting, you know, my wishes and wants and desires for the intuitive self. Maybe I got it wrong. The thing is, you weren't. But you were afraid there for a minute that you might have been wrong. But you weren't. Whatever this is obviously represents time. If you're doubting yourself, right, and your own intuition, then yeah, I imagine some time has passed. But Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, soon. Very soon, darling. Very soon. You'll put something of yourself into this. You don't have to. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying you choose to. You're electing in on that. Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, like, I'll show up. I'll put some time, energy, effort, and or resources into this. We'll call it friends for now. But right now, I see you going out of your way to connect with somebody with Seven of Cups. I'm willing to be open to this. Constructively. I know. You showed me the pentacle. Constructively. Start small, Christina, okay? Honestly, I'm just, they should be happy I showed up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's the Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. You do want to be there. But you're saying I'm not going to put too much of myself into it. I understand. Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, Ten of Cups. Wow. The language takes a turn sooner rather than later. There's relationship talk. There's family talk. There's there's a sense here of emotional harmonizing. Okay. Well, now that happened fast. Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, the Devil. But here in your opening, maybe I was wrong. Some of you have a tendency to discount your intuitive self. Because it took Four of Wands, the Hanged Man, Three of Cups. Christina, I used to think something for me was going to happen on the old relationship front, but it never did. Maybe I'm wrong. The Hanged Man will do that to you sometimes. The Four of Wands, Three of Cups, you had a lot of time to think about relationships and connecting at the emotional level. You did. What it would look like, what it would feel like, and who it is you hope you'll meet, and who you can start building a relationship with, and, what they're like emotionally. You've had a lot of time to contemplate it, and perhaps so much so that you confused your contemplation for fantasy instead of your intuitive self that was talking to you. Capricorn, look for this. This will be your next one, or something like that. But yeah, for a second there, you almost gave up. It's like, I was wrong. This isn't going to happen. Nah. Nope. Just whatever this is, for you to take it seriously, or participate in it, it took a while. True. I don't deny that. Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. The Emperor, the Star, the Three of Swords. Okay, a little bit of fear here. That's all right. It's normal. It just tells me, even though you're trying to minimize your initial involvement, you're showing me fear about getting your hopes up. That's why. That's it. It's not rocket science. I think about your own collective energy, what you are like as Capricorn. Naturally, when something is very important to you, it's almost like an underlining effort with every Capricorn script. Don't get your hopes high, right? Well, no. I say have expectations, but manage them too. Right? Have hopes, but manage them too. Know the difference between reasonable hope and unreasonable hope. Right? But have hope. Have a vision, have a star, have a desire. And that desire, I want you to feel safe in it. What you want is normal, natural, and healthy. So I understand. You're afraid to get your hopes up. But at the same time, I would say, let them go up a little bit. Right? So I understand. Keep your investment practical, tidy. Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Let's just see what we have in common. Okay. Okay, that's fair. I agree. And this is common cause or common ground and getting to know somebody. It really is. I only get discouraged with the Three of Pentacles when I see it in much more intimate context settings, and in which case it becomes an imbalanced friendship, most likely based in sexual attraction or limited to. So the Earthian approach is coin, yes, but with some cups around it, and that was yours. Got to start somewhere. Common ground, common interest. Okay. But yeah, you're showing me I'm a little afraid to get my hopes up here in Aries season. Oh, the Emperor is going to be dropping, or it did drop really all day today. Yeah. It's happening for you now. I'm happy for you. I'm also getting nervous for you. Okay, Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Ten of Cups. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, but the conversation takes a more intimate turn. Smoother. Do we start to desire it a little more? Yeah. Start to get a little more comfortable with it? Mm-hmm. The Moon, Ace of Wands, Temperance. There it is. Yeah, yeah. It's smoothing out for you. I promise. It's beautiful. Temperance, Ace of Wands, the Moon. What's coming forward is this new sensation of healing and feeling soothed, but also at the same time inspired. So your hopes are rising. Oh, good. Good. I'm happy to see that. It won't be obvious right away, but here's your first clue. Obviously, the line of communication takes a more intimate turn around relationships and families specifically. And as you talk to them, it looks like, oh my gosh, we're pretty darned equal, 4, 8, 10. So I see us talking here with our person about family values and relationship values, and that increases your confidence the more you talk to this. And frankly, it soothes you. You find it soothing. You do. A Temperance, Ace of Wands. It's like, oh, I'm justified in getting my hopes high. You're feeling soothed by this. It's under the moon, though. It's having to be coaxed out of you to feel safer in this. Okay. But yeah, that thing you have in you that says, Capricorn, don't you dare get your hopes up. Yeah, you're starting to get your hopes up. The more you talk to it, the more you realize how much you two have in common. And it also, P.S., you may not know that, well, why would you? Until you really start talking to them, how many people you two both seem to know, actually. That might surprise you. And I think that's another reason you're showing me an increasing sense of comfort with this person. You might actually have a lot of common overlap with the social circles or inner circles. It's not just Ten of Pentacles, guys. It's in the Ten of Cups, too. Mutual friends. You might be surprised. But yeah, there's that hope. It's daring to rise. Okay? Okay. Well, that's an exciting couple of weeks for you. What am I looking at? Yeah. Within the week. Somebody puts it forward. Either you do, you're kicking this thing off. It's like, right, you got to start somewhere. Or it starts with you. I honestly don't know. I don't care. You get to choose your own level of participation. Let your fears dissolve. Full moon in Cancer and full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. Okay? You might have some very strong Cancer, Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to, the season might be important to you, but honestly, they're both too far out. I'm just trying to read you for the next 2 weeks. It's more about what you're experiencing from within, so without. But yeah, let your fears dissolve and then just breathe through that tension. I know some of you get really tense. I can see it locked up, right? I get that. It's like the higher the stakes, the harder the fall. Or the higher the stakes, the higher the reward if you choose correctly. Okay, so just breathe through it. It's okay. It's going to be okay. I like that the more you talk to this person, you start to relax. And that hope feels so good, feels comfortable, starts to feel soothing, so I know they're good for you. Okay. Q, M, B. We have the medallions of Gemini, Cancer again, and Capricorn, of course. Oh, double Cancer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cancer might be your moon. I shan't be surprised. Cancer might be your moon, and also, pointedly, you could be connecting too. Okay, and then we have Dove here, sign of peace. Yes, I see that. There's peace waiting to be born, to come through. A sense of ease or calm. You're at peace with yourself. And peace over the subject of why it was taking so long, and were you wrong? No, you weren't wrong. It just took a minute to get you the right one. The universe knows how picky you are. I didn't have to say that, but I chose to. Why? I know who I'm talking to. That would be my first thought. Okay, Capricorn, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Scorpio. Queen of Swords, the Lovers, the World, ouch. And maybe not, I don't know, depends. Chariot, Ten of Swords, a page, okay, it was an ouch, yeah, all right. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, King of Cups, okay. You know, it's all right. If this didn't work out in time, love will come to you. That's really vague, and that obviously surpasses the next 2 weeks. So FYI, yeah. I have no control over that. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, King of Cups. The right love for you at the right time. Could be them, could be someone else, but the right love at the right time. That's your reading. Now, let's be clear. You're the one who was like, sword. I took the sword to my lover, the world. We are less than enthused about this, okay? But your mind was clear when you did it. In other words, yeah, I know what it means. Thanks. I made a choice to close this out. So it's a very strong connection to you, right? But in some way, you held yourself responsible for closing this out, okay? The Chariot, Ten of Swords, Page of Pentacles are saying it's very hard for me to move on, or that it has been hard for me to move on, but nonetheless, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So that makes me wonder then what the issue was. If you're saying your task is to move forward, to make progress, in some way perhaps you perceive this connection is not making progress, right? And Chariot, Ten of Swords. Constant disruption about why something wouldn't flow. Perhaps that's all you wanted it to do. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, King of Cups. Our court card. In time, the right love for you at the right time. When it's ready to be open and giving and receiving, and there's no hesitation or fights or battle of wills about how to move things forward. Emotionally, mentally, or 3D wise. Okay. All right. Queen of Swords, the Lovers, the World. Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, Three of Cups. Oh, man. Wheel of Fortune for you twice. Wow. Wow. I'm not trying to be mean to you. It's just universe is pointing it out. Scorpio, honey, how long were you trying to keep this thing together? And you're like, oh, a while. There's that sigh. Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands. Oh, I was trying to keep this thing going and alive and together for a long time. Three of Cups. And it's like it still wouldn't move beyond a Three of Cups, Scorpio. No, it wouldn't, universe. Thank you for reminding me. No, it would not move beyond a Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is perfectly appropriate at the early stages of something. And then it also is perfectly appropriate when two people are trying to keep something together and it's struggling a little bit. But We keep at it, and hopefully the repairs take effect. For your part, you're saying, from my side of things, I did my best to keep it together at a 3 of Cups. We're struggling just to keep the 3 of Cups together. Connecting and reconnecting at the most basic social emotional value, which again is perfectly appropriate when it's just starting. Yours is like it was always in the starting position from day one. You couldn't move it past the 3 of Cups for a long time. So yeah, it seems to me you had enough reason, to close this out. You had enough reason. You did. You did. Yeah, after so long, the 3 of Cups is just unacceptable, especially for a strong connection. There should have been more movement some time ago, right? All right. Oh, yeah, so that wasn't like a hairpin decision, right? And Scorpio didn't wake up with a wild hair up their ass one day and said, you know what, I'm just going to shut this thing down today. And I just met them. Whatever. I'm Scorpio. No. It took a long time. But you had what you call repeating evidence. How this thing was connecting and how it wasn't moving. Okay? Chariot, 10 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. But I know it meant something to you. Obviously, it made quite the impression. Yes. But at some point, it stopped being fun, right? Page of Wands, 3 of Cups, it's fun. It stopped being fun. All right, the Chariot, 10 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Obviously, you wanted something more than just fun. Okay. 8 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. See, this is, I will say, you know, all signs have pros and cons. I'm the first one to say it. All 12 signs. If you have a strength and you do, then you have a weakness. And I will say this about the strength or pro for our sign. We can be remarkably honest. And people say we're so secretive and mysterious. Yes. Yes, if we don't trust you. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. But when you do, you'll be like, I did that. That's what I did. Like I say all the time, Scorpio in reference to our energy, it's like, dear universe, put it on my tab. I know I fucked up, okay? It's like, surprise, surprise. Scorpio got emotionally involved with the wrong person, and we sabotaged ourselves. Never heard that one before, right? And we can have that cynicism in there, yes, and that edge, but it's honest. You walked 8 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, because you're saying, yeah, I fucked up. I self-sabotaged, and I participated, because this is participation, 6 of Pentacles. I participated in a sabotaging construct. I knew it weren't going to go nowhere. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it, but I kept doing it. Yeah. But also back to your main point, you did something about it. That's as much your truth as anything else. That's also part of your honesty package. You did something about it. You stopped. I see it this way. Whoever it is you're connecting to, it amounts to like a bad habit. Like picking your teeth, chewing your nails, smoking. Okay? Was it a strong connection? Oh, yeah. But it didn't live up that way. And it most certainly didn't live up that way emotionally, where you need it the most, where we need it the most. We might have skint, fuck all, for the 3D. But Scorpio, when you're emotionally invested, you can make a little bit go a long way. So you didn't emphasize, really, the 3D, how often you connected to it, but where is this going emotionally? And you're saying, I've got a lot of evidence that ain't going nowhere, and it's time I acknowledged it, and so you did. Okay? 8 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. It's like, yep. Yeah. You know, on the surface, Christina, we presented like all is well, like it's fair and balanced, and it was anything but. I did it anyway. Yeah. So there it is. See, that's the Wheel of Fortune. It stopped being fun. And reality hit. This thing's going nowhere. There's no room for emotional expansion. There's no room to move outwards with this. It's very limited. It looks very unhappy when it was connected. And you're saying, I got to move on from that. So this thing wouldn't move on, so I hold myself responsible for moving on. You see? So that's your truth as much as anything else. While you're out there embracing your big truths, embrace that one too. At least you put a stop to it. All right? You put a stop to it. You stop feeding this. You stop feeding the bad habit. Now, here's the thing. These strong connections can provoke very strong reactions, I know. But once more, is it good for you? Bottom line, does this connection make you stronger or weaker? Does this connection encourage you to embrace the best, brightest, and strongest parts of yourself? Or does it encourage you to engage in worse behaviors in order to accommodate it and its nothingness? That's what I mean. Is it good for you? Yes or no? Answer that. And how strong that connection is, how attracted you are to it, doesn't mean much if it's causing you harm to participate in it. But I'll tell you what, you really stretch that out. I know, because you wanted to be sure, right? I know. I got it. All right. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, King of Cups. Let's bring this one home. You, in time, you'll have the right love in the right time, in the right way. That'll be fully open and receptive to the experience, to the exchange of it, to give and take and not be afraid of the emotional experience, to not be afraid of love. Okay? That's not going to tell you that you're in a perfectly fair, well-practiced Six of Pentacles, and it's bullshit. It's not. It's not. It's not. Like I said, party stopped a long time ago. This thing never left the fucking gate, as far as I can tell. If we're looking at, you didn't even make it to relationship. It's just, you're like, man. Still getting them to open up. It's like we never made it out of that first date energy, but then it started to wear on you. It wasn't fun anymore. Anyway, Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, King of Cups. Judgment twice. My. Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Then I very rarely say this. Very rarely. Because people misconstrue my words when it's not what they want to hear. So I am not saying wait. You didn't hear me say that. This Scorpio needs to live their life. You have a lot to do. I'm not telling you wait. What I'm saying is it's the right love at the right time, and it will come to you. It will come to you. In some way, it will present itself as your partner in future. As a person who is worthy of being considered. The energy's slower, but you're not in a rush. You're saying your heart's much better calibrated after leaving this. Or rather, you got back to whoever the hell you are. That's who you are. This you were fucking around with, let's be clear. But you didn't know that. That's what sabotage is, self-sabotage is. We don't want to see it. But that's who you are. Someone who authentically loves. That doesn't do half measures in love. That doesn't do the chicken feed in love. They're all in or all out. Some people call it extreme. I say it's love. Love is an absolute. It either is or it isn't. And you can't compromise it, manipulate it, or tease it into moving further when it's not gonna. It had no interest of going further than it did. Three of Cups. It was you who said maybe it has a chance next week or next month or something. This is who you are. Someone who can call it, really call love for what it is. Okay? That's you. And I'm telling you, Judgment's here twice with the Wheel of Fortune. Time will flow beyond this 2-week reading. I promise you this. But it will come to you. Love will come to you in time. It just moves slower. Possibly earthy in energy. I can't deny the possibility of that. But Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, it will come to you. And it will be correct. But yeah, I'm not telling you to wait. You got shit to do. You got a life to live. Okay? You got things to do. But it will come to you. And this time it'll be correct. Strong connection aside. Show me the strength of a true partner. You know, honestly, sometimes it's just these strong connections can be so impressive and impactful in life. I know, I do, I understand. It can change us, but change us for the better, ideally. I get it how impactful these are, but honey, I'll take a true partnership any fucking day. Something that's calm, something that you can measure, something that has meaning, value, focus, purpose. My word's love. Last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings, and so you have been, and so you will continue to do right here in Aries season. Yeah, so anywhere between now and the next 2 weeks, you see it for what it is. Give yourself some grace, okay? Give yourself some grace. I know it took you a long time for you to see this for what it was. Allow yourself to see it for what it is, and where it wasn't going, more to the point. You stopped self-sabotage. It took a while, I get that, but the point is that you figured it out. You see it for yourself, and then you stopped the bad habit. You stopped it. That's all I care about. Progress. I don't focus on the endings or what's beginning. Progress. Show me progress. Is this your dilemma? Did you figure it out? What are you doing to counter that? It's called progress. Okay? So be proud of yourself. You had a huge progress here this week, next couple of weeks, but that, later. I even want to say it has notes of fall, but that's much further out than I'm willing to read today. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not. I have no control over it. That's it. They show me what they show me. K, W, L, yin yang. You're black and white. Something that actually balances you, compliments you, is good for you, and you for them. That's further out. Okay? Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, what's up? Show me Pisces. Oh. Yeah. Eight of Wands, Five of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Okay, heads up. Well, there's probably a good chance you already know, but heads up. Two of Wands, King of Cups, Five of Pentacles. All right. The Emperor, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. Okay. All right, so heads up, like I said. It's communication coming on through over the next couple of weeks, and you already know what the topic is. You are very acquainted with the topic. Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups. That's all you've been thinking about for a while now. You're upset and how you've actually been disappointed for some time and over a pre-existing pathway that looks stagnant in nature. It's disappointing. But yeah, communication's coming on through. I actually see this coming on through to you. So I see you as the recipient, not the prompter, but as it resonates. Two of Wands, King of Cups, Five of Pentacles. You're showing me that you're hurt, but that you're in a generous mood, if you will. You're saying, I could talk, but it hurts. And you're being very clear about that. You're also kind of showing me emotional boundaries here. It's like this is what needs to be discussed. If we're going to talk, we need to do it properly. This is what needs to be discussed. This is the thing in question that's broken. And hey, I'm all about solutions here. So preferably, we don't just talk about what's broken, but also solutions. So you're on it. You're on it. You're on it. And why? Because you authentically care about this. You authentically love this in some way. So I don't know who it is that's on the receiving end of this. They're aware of the problem. They're part of it. And you are willing to talk shop. You are. There's a firmness in you. And I'm glad that you are advocating on your own needs, or advocating for yourself about your own needs emotionally, and then also what it is you need to see in the 3D world to fix this situation. So good. You're being very open and honest here. The Emperor, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. Then your energy gets really firm. Very. There's some outstanding disappointment here, and pain and betrayal. It feels like it got heavier somehow. So I don't think whatever this is actually willing to work with you in the way that you needed. Makes me wonder why the hell they even bothered. But okay. I don't like where this is going, because you really were open-hearted to this. I see you as being open-hearted to this, and structure, actually. You provide a lot of structure to this conversation. You're very clear about your needs and how this hurt you and impacted you. So it's something that water signs need to keep in mind. It's not enough to go like, you hurt me, you hurt me. We got that. Water signs really need to think hard about the structure they need to contain that water. So it's not enough to be like, I feel, I feel, I feel. We need to talk about, this is what I need. This is what I'm thinking. Okay? So think of it this way. If you're water and you need a cup to catch you, you need to be talking about that cup, the structure of it, what it needs to look like, okay, in order for you to feel safely contained. Okay, so our biggest issue as water signs, we get that we've been hurt. We'll talk about feelings. What do we need to feel sound again? Calm waters, okay? So to your credit, you show me that. This is lovely. All right, 8 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. And it is, to be clear, a regretful situation. It looks that way to me, yes. It looks that way. How at the Sun, Page of Cups, the Star. See? I don't get what happened here. There's the idea. I want things to be happy again. I want things to be happy. I want to figure out the Star, a vision plan that you and I can both agree to. I want us to be happy. I want the situation to be happy. Here it is. And it is a well-dressed, I believe, apology. Okay? Honestly, it looks overdue, but it's here now. 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. Yeah, that's a little overdue. But it's here now, and it's done so in good faith and goodwill. I think you're showing me initial elation. Oh, the other side wants to work on this too. And that's how it's presented as well. It is. Happiness, the Star, here's a vision plan, I'm sorry, something like that. Okay, and these are some beautiful concepts here, the Sun and the Star. I often compare those two that people understand their roles in tarot. Happiness is short-term, immediate, upfront, accessible. Happiness. The Star takes work. You have to want to reach for it continuously. So it has to be a vision, a dream, a desire that you can reach for. Not as easily accessible, but it's kind of like saying we have to invest in that plan or the vision. Be on the same page. Now, I often say singular desires as it relates to one's personal goals, and that makes perfect sense. But we're trying to onboard someone else or the situation attached to it. Everybody has to kind of agree on how to go about that Star. Otherwise, we're not on the same page. So as far as I can see, we're immediately happy with this. And it's presented that way. I just want you to be happy. I understand this is an upsetting situation. Okay, 2 of Wands, King of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Show me. Seven of Wands, Strength. Exactly. Very good. You're showing me this is what I need. Yes. Very good. Excellent. Good. Good. Wonderful. 7 of Wands, Strength, Queen of Pentacles. In all due respect to your own sense of self-worth and self-regard and for how you protect yourself, just like, I'm willing to work with you, I am. And you're showing a strong quality response. It's not just you being like, everything my way. It's like, this is what I need. You say you want the situation to be happy. You say you are apologizing. You say you want to get on the same Star with me about what happiness is. This is what I need. And you're expressing it so well. And 7 of Wands, Strength, Queen of Pentacles. Good for you. Yeah, you're not asking. You're telling, this is what I need to feel secure about this situation or with you. Okay? So I can get comfortable with you again. You're talking with some notes of trust here. All right? But yeah, it's like, I want to be safe and sound in this situation as well. I want to trust you or trust this connection as well. Okay, so this is what I need. So you're doing a great job. Wonderful. And you're really pitching that too. 7 of Wands, Strength, Queen of Pentacles. Saying this, you want to know? This is what I can do. This is what I can do for you, this situation. This is what I need from you. Okay? Okay. You're very honest. Yeah, it's coming through any day, any moment. Okay. So just heads up. The Emperor, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, but somehow on the other side of this, somehow you look more scathed. So what you asked for, I don't think was given. Let's see it. Why is this? But I'm very proud of you. I see you standing up for yourself right here. That's wonderful. But also with the willingness to work with them or that situation. The Hierophant, 5 of Cups. Wow. 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 Oh, wow. Oh, there's that 5 of Cups twice, the Hierophant, the World. Wow. That's why. In some way, this also represents commitment. I don't mean marriage exclusively. Anything where you said, I personally commit to this. This is a representation of my values or my beliefs, and that can show up in any of our life, family, work, pathway, goals. So in some way, your sense of commitment, 5 of Cups, the World. No. No. I think you were met with massive disappointment. I think what you received was an apology, yes, and it made you feel initially happy, and there was the initial interest expressed about getting on the same page. I think you stated your needs, and you were left hanging. The Emperor, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Scathed. I don't want to call it a false apology, but it's like it's an apology that couldn't back itself up, or it's a vision that couldn't back itself up. When they realized how much you needed or how much work there needed to be done, it's like, no, it was no dice. I guess not. Your energy got really firm, hurt, bad. You saw this as an opportunity to amend the situation. And it feels like the rug was pulled out from beneath your feet. It's like, oh, they didn't mean it. Because you are showing me betrayal. 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords. But after that beautiful opening, this is what I need. A sense of care and respect, because that's what it is. That's what you're advocating for. A sense of care, respect, normalcy, but also a healthy, grounded way of life. And my emotional needs are met and my physical needs are met. That's all you're asking. But it's basic healthy shit, right? And then it was like you were told, oh, no, I don't think I can do all that. Because you went to Emperor, you slipped into the masculine really fast. The Emperor, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, that's the masculine who feels betrayed. It's like all the swords are sticking in you all at one time. So I very rarely have to do this. But 10 of Swords is no guarantee of an ending. When we add that to 3, it's 13. Yeah, this is tantamount to a death. Yes. It's over for you. And the Hierophant, 5 of Cups, you're saying then that 5 of Cups stands. It stands. Then it stands. The sadness stands then. It stands. I decline any further involvement with you or this situation. I disentangle my sense of commitment from you or that situation. I no longer adhere to it. It is no longer part of my values, my traditions, or beliefs. It's over. It's over. And over, right? So this is one of the few times I really want to press on that. I really want to press on that. I really want to press on that. You addressed something beautifully. You gave it your full attention. You said, this is what I need. Maybe it was this idea of enough to tide you over, the situation over. A false plea for happiness, because maybe that's what they feel they were supposed to do or say. I don't know, guys. I'm as disappointed as you are. I'm as disappointed you, but I don't blame you, not at all. Yeah, no, there's a huge sense of betrayal. It's like, oh. And you were very vulnerable with this person or situation about what it is you needed. So you did all the right things. And from your point of view, you were not asking for those things. In fact, it was the correct person or situation. This is what you asked what I needed. Well, I'm telling you. Here it is. You want the assignment? Here's the assignment. And there's so much betrayal. No. The Hierophant, Five of Cups, the World. I am sorry, but also no, I'm not. Whatever this is, it needs to go. It needs to be out of your life. Okay, and I don't say that too often. It's just, I don't know what you were asking for that was so egregious, other than some emotional reciprocity. That don't just tell me that you care or love me. Show it. Fucking show it. And then also, believe in me more. Invest in my own sense of self-worth. Care for me more. And act like you mean it. Maybe focus on my security for a change. Something like that. Last quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love. Yeah, so you got some very strong Libra in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you, but that's much further out than what I'm reading today. Yeah, but make time for self-love. You need to love you first. You need to love you first. Remember that. So I am sorry, Pisces, but also no, I'm not. Let's get this out of your life, shall we? Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. This is other happening for you. This isn't. I could see why you were willing. Right there, look at that pitch. Look at that fucking pitch. That's what I'm hung up on. Right there, the Sun, Page of Cups, and the Star. Look at that pitch. I'm inspired to try. I am inspired to communicate with them and work shit out. And you were very clear. You were very clear. This is what I need. It's like, why the fuck did you bother asking me if you weren't going to make good on it? Or you weren't even going to try? You know? That was a well-dressed apology, but it's like, oh, you expected me to do work? Oh, you took that offer to heal seriously? When I said, I just want to make you happy, baby, tell me what you need, and you did, and what? Oh, you actually... Oh, okay, you expected me to do more. Oh. So saying I'm sorry and putting on a nice face, that didn't work for you. You needed more than that. Okay. So I don't know what's up with that, guys. That is bizarre. That is bizarre. But I can see why you're vulnerable with them. They gave you reason to be. What do you need, Pisces? How do I correct this thing between us? Oh, that's a lot. Oh, there's more. Oh, it's double-sided. Okay. Huh. Double-sided pages, plural. Oh. But to me, it looks like basic needs. But I guess to them it was too much. I don't know. But that's BXK. We have the medallion. Taurus. You might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Taurus season might be important. We'll be in it before you know it. But yeah, FYI. It might be that you make a final decision at the top of Taurus season. I don't know. But yeah, you might have some Taurus in your chart. We have Scorpio, Virgo. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. But again, they're very far out. I'm thinking it's either from within or from without. The energy is available. Okay. Pisces, honey, that was wild. That was freaking wild. Typically, when somebody puts in the work and the other person asks that they be part of that work, I usually see something very different. But it looks like it was a show, man. It looks like it was a show. Anyway, I hope this helped you. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Show me Cancer, please. Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. The Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yeah, let's do that. Now, I mean, you get to choose. Always. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. But yeah, I was just say, my vote's for that. That looks nice. It does. It's up to you. Now, for a while now, just not just this past week, but for the past couple of weeks, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles, you've been a little more mindful of your Ten of Cups these days. Family, friends, loosely defined as. Spending some time with them, not in a rush, right? But just kind of making sure all is well. And you've been doing your part to participate in that family structure or your friendships, you know, just making sure all is well. Spending some quality time there. The Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. I got a situation here you are aware of it. The energy is a little different from you. It's definitely outside of you, someone else. You're saying, I'm not ready to get back to that. Talk to it, something. You're thinking about it. You are. You're really emphasizing the quality of words in your message to whomever that represents. But for now, it's on pause. And then over there, the King, Queen of Cups, beautiful, matching heart rhythms right there. Ace of Wands. Oh, yeah. Yeah, something's happening. yeah, something's happening. Your heart's going pitter-patter for somebody who's very much like you. There's some good energy there. Perhaps it's marked with new or just fresh energy around that connection. Oh, for sure. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles. But yeah, you've been doing your part in your Ten of Cups structure. Participating, investing, hanging out. Nine of Wands, the Moon, Queen of Wands, because there's something here. You say agitates you, and you're not ready to deal with it just yet. Okay, so on the surface, you're calm, you're cool, right? You're hanging out with the people who matter the most. It's casual. It's no big deal. It's Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. But I tell you why. Part of it is because you're putting something off. You don't want to think about it yet. You're saying, I have to get back to it, and I know that. And that kind of low-key pisses you off. Because you know it's not going anywhere, apparently. It's a subject you're familiar with, and your family and friends in your immediate circle are familiar with it too. You're not hanging out with them for them to remind you of it. It's you're hanging out with them, I think, as a space to forget a little bit. Yeah, but Nine of Wands, the Moon, Queen of Wands. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get back to that one. It irritates you. Oh yeah, but that's defer. It's like I want to put that off for as long as possible, and I still see that over here. The Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. What are we thinking about when we think about this person and that conversation with them? Page of Swords, Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. That was a bit lackluster. There's a question here about what to do with this person in the greater scheme of things. You really don't want to answer that anytime soon. Page of Swords, Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. What is their role? Are they going to continue to be a stable connection in my life? I don't know how they're a connection to you. But you're saying it's more of an earthbound connection or earthbound obligation or duty or a sense of responsibility to find space for this person. And what does that mean to you? How do you feel about that? You don't like it. You're less than excited. You're less than enthused. To be clear, you will have to answer that question. To be clear to you, you also seem to be content to put that off as long as possible. I'm not trying to finger point. I'm not trying to accuse. It's just you're showing me I'm not ready to answer that question. They might have a very, minor role in your life from this point forward, or they might continue to occupy a large role. I don't know. I don't think you personally like that, the idea of that. But there's this idea of I can't deny that they're going to continue to show up in my life in some way, even if I try to minimize the role. Using your words to define it or articulate it, you say you need more time. Yeah, this feels like something that's in your life, and you have this idea that it's not going to budge anytime soon. It needs further thought. about its future definition to you in your life, in your world, particularly at the 3D level. Investment, requirement. Something to think about. This is the one that you just, I don't want to think about that. Okay. And you already know. You already know. They're keeping an eye on you. They have a tendency to do this. It's passive. It's a passive eye. But they are looking at you to make a decision. So no pressure, right? I see that, let me make this absolutely clear to you. I see the Page of Swords all day, every day. That's just the world we live in, okay? We live in an online world. It's very easy to keep an eye on somebody, even if it's just super casual. And honestly, the algorithms are built as such, take it from someone who's in the know, are designed as such that, yeah, it's not a coincidence that somebody ends up in your feed, okay? It keeps you engaged. It keeps you clicking. So yeah, a lot of it's voluntary. So people voluntarily looking at other people's stuff. Sometimes it's involuntary. But the reason why I don't like this one, and I'm not saying the devil, I'm not saying the Five of Swords. It's not obsessive. It's just kind of greedy. It feels like I have every right to keep an eye on that person. I need to know what they're up to, or how they're spending their time, or how they're spending their money. And I don't know why, because here you are trying to answer the question, the greater scheme of things, about what to do with them overall. But in some way it feels like a conclusion on this person's part that they have every right to check in on you and know what you're doing. Whether or not that's correct, well, you would know best. It's weird to me. It's odd, because the scale for perspective is way off. Like, I know you have to get back to this, and I know you don't want this person to have a large role in your foundation, but they seem to be very entertained and or preoccupied by keeping an eye on you and what you're up to. Some people enjoy it more than others, especially if they think they're entitled, and there's a little bit of entitlement there. But I don't see any other emotional value. But then again, I'm not trying to read them. It's from your point of view about how to talk to them in future. Okay. And what's the plan? What's the plan? King, Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands. Like I said, that feels better. Yeah. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the Emperor. Three's a crowd, guys. Three's a crowd. Three's a crowd. You got to give this person an assignment or something. I don't know what they're looking on, but there they are again. Three's a crowd, guys. Three's a crowd. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell's going on, but this feels like a third wheel. And this person honestly feels entitled to your time. I don't see you check them, and that bothers me. I don't see you checking their presence. Like, cut it out. Three's a crowd. To be clear, this is not that person. This is not that person. I got the King. It's beautiful. I see you have a shared mutual heart with somebody, and it feels oh so nice. It's a breath of fresh air and fresh energy. Feels so good. Imagine the world's most perfect bath and the most perfect spring, hot springs or whatever, and it's just you and that person. It's oh so cozy. And this person's like, hey, can I join you? Don't forget, include me. And now they kind of jumped out of that space of contemplation where you were putting it off as long as possible, and they completely intercept whatever it is you were experiencing here. So this three's a crowd, man. This literally coming across as a third wheel. I don't know about third party, but this is a third wheel right here. And it's irritating me so bad. And the Emperor, oh, mark my words, Aries season. Yeah. And it's insisting too. It's adamant. It's like the world's worst chaperone on your date. It's a third wheel, and it thinks it has every right to be there as something here is trying to develop so softly and tenderly between you and somebody. And it's gorgeous. It's lovely. I was like, hey, you got room for me? Insisting too. Why didn't you give this person boundaries? To be clear, I already told you this person thinks they're entitled to know what you're doing. Your time. And I know your energy was building up to something towards them, but I was like, I'm going to put it off. I guess they got tired of being put off. They jumped the gun. If you're not going to give me strong definition or boundaries, I guess I'll do it myself. Here I am, whether you like it or not. So please keep this in mind. Whoo! Adamant. Oh, you have to include me. Oh, yeah. It's like you got a breather from this person while you're out there in these family functions or something with your friends and family. And you didn't want to talk about them. Because you're like, I have to get back to that. I don't want to, but I have to. So I guess they got anxious. That's what I'm saying. Full moon and Capricorn, take a reality check. We need some definition here, guys. We need some boundaries with this person because that's a line-stepping person right there. And once you get that taste of entitlement, I have a right to know where you are every hour of the day. I have a right to know what you're doing and thinking and tell me. They got tired of waiting on your word. Imagine you're vibing with somebody and it's so beautiful, it's special, and then somebody just cuts through. Hey, you! Let's get your attention right now. Hey, you got room at this table for a third person. It's clearly set for two, but you got room for a third. I know you do. And they just invite themselves in. That is how tactless that is to me. It is so tacky. It feels weird. But the entitlement, I have a right to. I got some thoughts for that. I do. But I would like to see for you an exercise in boundaries. All I can think of is that they got tired of waiting for your word. I don't know. They literally cut through out of nowhere, and it's a little obnoxious. THD. And then we have the medallions of Pisces, Cancer. Of course, obviously, you might be a double, triple Cancer with some Pisces in there for good mix. You have the key. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have the key to any given situation. You do. We need to understand that. Sometimes you lock up doors good and tight for a reason. Sometimes you open them. I see one where you're trying to open a door, and you have the key for that. You do. But there's one here where you couldn't figure out maybe if you're supposed to close that door and how hard should you close it? Should you slam it shut? Should you lock it? Yes, all those things. All those things. All those things. Okay? That, I don't know, man. That was odd. V. Yes. Emphasis on V. Oh, Cancer, some Cancer. Venus for some of you? Cancer might be your Venus. In which case you're getting hit with the feels really hard right now, or you will be. This is a good time to fall in love, actually. We're in the ideal time slot for it. In the calendar, as currently Venus is in Taurus. So perhaps for some of you, Taurus might be your Venus placement, and that's just an FYI. But yeah, now's the time to fall in love. But this, however, oh no, boo-boo. It's like this friend that doesn't understand that they're a friend. Okay. We have the Captain's Wheel, which is a combination of the World and the Wheel of Fortune. Time moves forward always. Hold yourself accountable to it. Time's going to move along with or without you acknowledging it, so make the best use of it. That's what I mean by hold yourself accountable. Doors closed, doors open in the meantime. Know which is which. Know which ones are worth opening and which ones are worth, even if it's not a permanent closing, just make it clear. Somebody needs to keep that damn door closed for like 2 weeks. I don't know. They need boundaries, man. I keep coming back to that word because it's begrudgingly, I got to put that off. I don't want to deal with it. Deal with it before it deals with you. Okay? And what looks like a very intimate setting. So, FYI. All right. Cancer, honey. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.